All right. Anyway, enough faff. So, Franco regaled what happened pretty accurately. So you all are currently in a situation, and judging by somebody's perception roll, which rolled really high last time, I can't remember who, you have about 11 or so minutes before you're set upon, and you know that the distance you traveled to get to here from the right took way longer. Technically, the right would be the north. Took way longer than that. So you can't leave quickly. So any setup, go ahead.
Tail it south.
Well, they're coming from both directions.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
We plow through one and keep going.
I like your thinking.
So
plow the worm and keep going.
Real quick, we had 5 whole rounds. Actually, no, sorry, 6 whole rounds with characters. How long does that vine thing last? That's out here.
Fine.
I think it's a minute, which would be 10 rounds.
Okay, so that'll be gone by the time they get here. I think you're the one that cast it, Stump. Difficult terrain.
It was a spike growth thing.
Spike growth.
Yeah. I believe it's actually concentration. Like erupting.
Concentration up to.
Erupting.
10 minutes. Yeah,
10 minutes.
Up to 10 minutes.
Okay, so it'll be gone by the time they get here. So, Stump, do you want to drop it? Or do you want to keep concentrating on it, hoping that it lasts? Which you're pretty sure it won't.
I'm going to drop it.
Okay.
At least we can move through that.
All right, there's still these 2 pools of acid here. Now, Lydia, how long does summoned creature last?
Well, that is a good question. Let's read it together.
And also after you get done with that check, how long can you stay in wild shape?
1 hour.
I can stay in wild shape for up to 4 hours, but duration of conjure animals is up to 1 hour.
Well, it should last long enough.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think the 2 you have can just stay out. And for your wild shape, you said it was 1 hour per character level, so it's 13 hours.
I thought it was 1 hour per character.
I swear it is just a base 4 hours, but let me double check. I will share it with y'all in the chat just in case somebody reads faster than me.
Jesus.
A number of hours equal to half the druid level rounded down. So 12. So you could be at 6 hours, so you're good if you wanted to stay in a water elemental form.
That's not water
15.
elemental, that's air.
Air.
Yeah.
You're air, and we found out very quickly.
Level? I thought you were level 15.
Yeah, I'm level 15, so I would have 7 hours of
7 hours, sorry.
air elemental time. So basically, however long this next encounter is going to take.
Or yes.
But we had also learned that your air elemental, for your attacks, bludgeon does jack
nothing.
Towards these.
Yeah.
But it's considered magical, which was what I fucked up on because her wild shape.
Oh yeah,
She gets
I have like the bonus wild shape thing.
Yeah, you have a character trait. You have a subclass trait for the Circle of the Moon that lets all your attacks in.
Your Circle of the Moon? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I made an error. So God, wild shape is a giant block.
I am error.
Okay, so and then was Sai, you were concentrating on the hand. How long did that last?
That's only up to 1 minute. I already got it.
Oh, okay, so it's gone. Okay, cool. Okay.
I'm loving it.
So you're currently on the map that you're at. How would you like to prepare for this encounter? We could say all these spells can trigger like 2 rounds before they actually become attackable. It's pretty obvious when they get here. It's gonna be really loud.
So what direction are these?
Both are coming from south and north.
North and south. Okay.
I said we move south instead of getting pinched. We can at least deal with one at a time.
From previous
possibility
fight, they were pretty slow.
Yep, that's the idea.
Yeah.
There's also the possibility that we find an exit.
Yeah, moving toward closer to our goal.
Yeah.
Since we know we can't necessarily escape the cave.
You definitely know you can't leave going north because you came from there.
Yeah.
We'll continue south. Hopefully we hit a checkpoint.
Okay, so we're gonna. for the sake of simplicity, I'm keeping the battle map.
That's fine.
No,
but
you change it.
I want an entirely new one. These rocks need to be a different pattern.
Hey, hang on. Fine. It's okay.
Invert
it's fine.
the image.
I can do this.
I was kidding.
Just rotate
it. Actually do it.
Degrees is fine. So, I don't know if we should go south.
You know what? Embrace the chaos. Do it.
Just saying, like...
Oh god, I moved it just enough that it's like, oh, the default background should be white, so now my eyes are fucking on fire because it's white.
Fuck your retinas, bro.
Did I do that for you guys too, or is it just me?
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, no, I did it for us. Yeah.
Okay. Also, there's some fog. I don't know if you guys noticed it ever.
Yeah, it's
I
been there
saw
since we started.
There. Are you happy?
Such.
It's technically different.
Fine.
Ooh, so spooky.
I just rotated it. It's the same. Okay. So y'all are running at the one to the south.
I guess that's the plan.
Franco, you were gonna, or Sai, you were gonna voice some opinion not to do that.
Well, I was just gonna say, well, we fought one, and then all of a sudden there were two. Now all of a sudden sounds like there's two more. Who's to say that we fight two more, and then all of a sudden it turns out to be four more? Shouldn't we have an exit strategy instead of overcommitting on attack that could be unwinnable from the onset?
I think the chances that it's a disembodied Hydra is pretty low.
But they're not zero.
Yes.
But I do agree. I feel like the chances are pretty slim. Even for Ben.
Well, we know the entrance that we came in, we're not going to be able to get to it without going through another worm.
Yeah.
Do you have some like mechanical digging device to get us out of the cave?
No, we'll have to go through that worm, but at least then we'll be clear to the exit. Whereas if we go through the worm to the south, we will not be clear to the exit if we need to then exit.
Yeah,
So,
we gotta jump.
if you guys want to go the exit route, I do have Windwalk that, on top of giving us a fly speed of 300 feet, it also provides resistant to damage from non-magical weapons.
I'm pretty sure Windwalk has a long casting time, though.
10 minutes.
Casting time, 1 minute.
Oh, 1 minute.
You're welcome.
It's Wall of Force I'm thinking of.
So you could escape, but then there's a chance that you'd have to fight both of them at once if you wanted to come back this way again, or hope that you don't trigger them, or...
Oh yeah, we gotta go down here to do the job anyways.
It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Or, if Ben would allow, we could use Windwalk to go further into the cave to complete our goal. If you would allow it, Ben.
Depends on
I mean,
how
you-
big the worm is.
You could definitely use the Windwalk to get by it. Well, I would assume you could.
Can you use Windwalk
Yeah.
indoors? I thought you had to specifically be outside to use that.
Yeah, look at that. That'd be the one wording that would assume the spell says otherwise.
Bam!
I guess it doesn't say you have to be outside.
No.
You can't.
Unless there's some special rule that clouds can only be inside.
No.
We would literally just be a traveling fart cloud.
The stipulation for this, though, is casting time 1 minute. So if they suddenly pop up,
Well, somebody got the vibes that it was going to be 11 minutes until
Yes.
the first worm got here. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember if that was me or someone else, but I
think it
imagine
was-
you would have shared that knowledge.
Yeah. I think both you and Kayla both rolled really high, if I'm remembering right.
Well, my point is that I did most of the damage on the first worm. I am not going to be able to do most of the damage to the next two worms. So unless you want to double or triple your damage outputs, that each fight progressively is going to get probably exponentially more difficult.
Also, I imagine, being such a super strategic warplaner druid, that these worms are on a beeline to our current location. So if we windwalk super fucking fast to somewhere else, they might be confused and be all like, ain't no fucking shit here. This bitch just fucking died for no reason. What the fuck? And then just kind of give up. And we're in a completely different location of the cave.
Definitely the
They wouldn't be able to sense it either.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
tremor sense.
Tremor sense. In cloud shape, we shouldn't trigger.
Yeah, you won't trigger it.
But once we leave cloud shape later on, they might be able to find us again.
Yeah. Now, I will say that is, oh fuck. That is a 6th level spell. I only have one 6th level spell slot, just so you guys know.
Yep.
Yeah, and I
What was that, Franco?
have used my 7th and 6th level spell slot already, so I am down to only 5th and lower.
I vote for Windwalk.
Hi.
But are we windwalking further into the cave or further toward our goal, or are we escaping with windwalk?
I believe it's go further.
That sounds like a fairly unanimous decision.
And how many creatures can this affect?
This can affect up to 10 willing creatures. So as long
you
as your
could-
rolls aren't pledged, I can cast it on everybody.
You could cast it on the tigers too.
Oh, I can bring my kitties. Okay, I fully consent to this.
Kitty.
Yeah, it doesn't require concentration either, so you can keep concentrating on your summon creature spell too.
And you,
Hell
what was it?
yeah.
Creature has a fly speed of 300 feet,
Does it have concentrate?
and you would travel
Mhm.
600 feet because you can only perform the dash action.
Yeah, I think that's what we agreed upon the last couple of times we used this.
Yep, and I believe you're going to get there before. Yeah, for sure. All right, is that the action you guys want to do?
The sound of that.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it sounded like everybody consented.
Here's my question though: how much exploring can we do whilst in gaseous form? Like, what are our senses like? Can we just scout out this entire tunnel in half an hour? Like, what's the downs? Why would we ever not be in our windwalk form? Is what I'm asking.
I heard Darwin form.
Well,
I did too.
Windwalk because the elves banished it from their realm.
Well, yeah, I know we won't be up on the surface, but we're here to scout out the tunnels.
Yeah.
So, like, can't we just scout out the entire tunnel and finish everything within however long that would take, instead of like going, let's say, a kilometer down the tunnel and then reverting back into our physical forms?
I mean, we keep going until we find something interesting.
Yeah, I guess. Are we just pushing skip campaign until next event? Is what I'm asking.
Basically, so that's how I'm interpreting it. But I'm gonna let Ben go ahead and make his decision if he's gonna do a rules as written, where it says the only actions a creature can take is dash or to revert to its normal form, or if you're gonna allow us the ability to look around.
Dash doesn't mean you can't observe, but it does mean it's going to be hard to observe. Yeah. So I'd say you can't go if you go around in circles and there's like a paper you're trying to read, you're not going to be able to read it.
What if we forgo our normal action and don't dash?
Literally says the only action creature can perform is dash, meaning you have to move.
No.
Oh, no. We have our move, and then we have our dash. What if we
No.
dash?
The only action period you can do is dash. Dash is an action.
Or non-action. You don't have to take your action every round.
No. Well, again, this is a Ben interpretation at this point, because rules as written literally just states for this spell the only actions a creature can take into this form are the dash action or to revert to its normal form. I can't imagine that if you are being acted upon by this spell that you can necessarily just not do anything. But again, Ben's rules go for that particular thing.
I would also like to point out that you can take a move action and a dash action and only move 5 feet for each, even though your movement speed is 300. Like our speed.
That is a fair point. Yeah, it basically you would. So Franco would be right. You would basically have to take a minimum of 10 feet.
Yeah, like we have a minimum movement speed of 10 feet and a maximum movement speed of 600 feet, effectively.
That's a really big.
Okay, fair enough.
That's a very big swing. Most people don't waste their actions like that, but in this case, we got actions to waste, I guess.
Yeah, we're also not going to be able to talk to each other.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to say it.
We're not going to be able to carry a light source.
That's also
That would be a problem.
And we're underground.
I'm glad somebody mentioned it, because I was going to be.
Well, that's what I was
like. Let's go. It's like, it gets really dark.
Breathing work when we're in gaseous cloud form. Do people
you can see
have dark vision? Have dark vision still?
Mm-hmm. People have dark vision would have dark vision. People have full bright vision would have full bright vision. People have normal vision would have normal vision.
So our vision is normal.
Your vision is normal. You just cannot speak.
Okay. But in that case, I can't see because I don't have dark vision.
Not dark vision either.
And you can't hold on to anyone.
Yep, exactly.
So
but
that
it is
to fly.
It is a straight tunnel.
Yeah.
But
can we still feel like I know we can't technically sense the walls, but can we like feel our boundaries and then basically I can bump into the right wall and follow the right wall down the tunnel?
I remember an argument somebody asking this about gaseous form, not specifically windwalk, where they said that yes, you could, based on a GM rule and the DM's handbook.
Well, the thing is, like, if you're going to be just literally going down the corridor blind, how are you going to be able to tell if the rest of the party stops?
Exactly.
We would have, before we cast a spell, we have to agree on a time limit, I think.
You got a pocket watch that works in gaseous form?
You can count. And
yeah.
Actually, that is a fair point. If 600 feet is a long time to go, and if you guys hit a wall, you're all gonna be like, well, I hit a wall. And then if you count to like 2 minutes, and then you basically, and then after after 2 minutes, Lydia drops it, and you are where you are. If you all hit a wall, you're all going to be there.
Well, she can't end it for us. We all have to choose to end it for ourselves.
Oh, really? Is that how it works?
Yeah, we're gonna get the effect, and her input on how we use the effect after she casts it is 0.
Interesting. I didn't realize. I thought that. Oh, it does. Yeah, it says.
Yeah, we have to choose to revert to normal form.
Or just let 8 hours pass and drop from the sky.
So yeah, I guess, do we want to force the 2 people without dark vision to turn into clouds and venture down a tunnel until they run into something, or until we hit?
I don't think Liam, you, or Curio has. I also think
have
Lydia does.
Go ahead.
Have Elf, or sorry, does Elf have dark vision? I don't think so.
Yes, I have dark vision.
Everybody has dark vision, but humans.
I don't think I
Okay.
do.
Genasi is.
Fucking men. Anyway. Men as in humans.
I guess I have an option, for me at least. Eagle has telepathic communication with me and can still perceive things normally, and has dark vision.
Yeah, you could have Eagle, and he could be your eyes.
Me and tell me what's going on.
Yeah, and if he's in gaseous form too.
Yeah, I can. Well, he doesn't even need to be, because he can just fly above the worm.
I don't think he could travel 600 feet.
Oh no, I have dark vision.
That's true, but that's assuming I need to move that quickly.
Another possibility to be able to move a little bit faster would be Long Strider, and that's at least a level 1 spell where I have 4 slots of that, so that's something.
That is one target, unless you increase it. You do it at a high level.
Yeah, either burning more level 1s or a higher.
Yeah, you'd be burning a level 5 spell essentially.
I would just burn more level 1s, honestly.
Does True Sight count as
well, if we're just going to outrun them, we could already do that. Why don't we just outrun them?
Because we're going to eventually end up hitting one, and as we're running, we're going to create vibrations in the ground, so they might be able to track us anyways.
Yeah, it's
sure they're slow, but their approach is inevitable.
True Sight can see through normal magical darkness, see invisible creatures and objects, automatically detects visual illusions, succeeds on save throws against them, and perceives the original form of a shapeshifter or a creature that is transformed by magic. Furthermore, the monster can see into the eternal plane and see the range of it.
The ethereal plane. Oh yeah, how do those
this is more complicated than it sounds.
Yeah,
so planes work with this world?
If I guess you would have to find out.
Okay.
Gonna have to fuck around and find out.
Ask your god to explain it to you.
Talus just screeches.
Yeah, I mean, do we want to... We could just say, screw it, turn into clouds, and set a time limit, and make a intelligence check to see how good people are at counting seconds.
Yes. If Liam casts True Sight, and you use... because there's an additional target, up to 10 targets, so we could just say that Eagle is also targeted. I actually think everyone has dark vision. The only ones that don't... Or wait, no, the tigers do too. So everyone does.
So
but when you do cast when you cast Windwalk, you lose the kitties.
I think Edric can only cast True Sight on one character, and it would be himself, correct?
Yes.
We can bring the cats with. But the fundamental problem then still is me and Mr. Jake's character.
Oh wait, no, it's not concentration.
Actually, no, I looked it up. My
race
has they do have dark vision.
So as long as Eagle comes with you, in the sense that you have Eagle flying in front of you and you both travel the same distance, Eagle gets turned into Windwalk or Gaseous form, whatever. I'll say it's fine.
Okay, yeah. Then
I think for everyone else it's okay. For you, it's really awkward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just have to perceive everything through my familiar. So
yeah. So if there's a point, just so you're aware, if there's a point in which you need to precisionally land and turn on a gaseous form, I might have you roll.
I'm going to follow up with this. You could also telepathically tell your eagle, make a noise to tell everyone to stop.
Not while in gaseous form.
Now is gaseous form.
Yep.
So the eagle's also going to be in gaseous form?
Yes.
he needs to be in wind form so that he can keep up. Otherwise, we'd all have to move really slowly.
There's moving slowly, but everyone can at least...
Also, mind you, the mother took up the size of this cavern, so Eagle might have a problem getting through if they run into it.
He's a tiny beast, though.
Yeah.
He's the size of an owl. Is there...
I would basically make 2 spit attacks against him, and if he's hit once, he's dead.
He's only going to have like a handful of hit points. I forget exactly how much the spell gives.
I think it's like 10 or 5. It's low.
Read the spell description. But no, his movement speed is just not going to be high enough is the fundamental problem.
Okay.
I think he's got a 60-foot move speed, so it's good speed.
But at least he has telepathic communication with you.
Yeah, 60-foot fly speed. So you can move 120 feet per round, but
All right, I think
if he's in cloud,
you all have a path.
he'll be able to see for me. It'll be fine.
I think all of you have a path.
Yeah, considering the worms are supposed to be here in 10 minutes and that was 20 minutes ago.
No, it's been like 6 minutes, and you're starting to hear it. So you can't cast in wind elemental form, though, unless you have something. It states that in your subclass, Yuka.
Wait, ask that again.
I don't think you can cast in wild shape unless you're at a certain level.
yet.
I don't know.
Oh,
5 tools.
where the fuck is there? It is.
It's like you have to be a very high.
No.
You also. Oh, I guess I forgot about this, but Lydia, you can just cast Alter Self at will right now. Your 14th
Can
level
I?
ability. Yeah, specific. It literally says at 14th level, you have learned to use magic to alter your physical form in subtle ways. You can cast Alter Self at will, meaning it's an instant action that you can just keep doing.
So wouldn't Alter Self, though, still end Wild Shape?
Well,
It's
yes.
a polymorph effect, but you're going to have to end
Yeah.
wild shape anyway to cast the spell.
Yeah.
That we need to wind walk.
Yeah, B spells is at 18.
Ugh, I could have swore I had that already, but I was mistaken. Oh god, and turning into an elemental used both of my wild shapes. I really don't want to end wild shape because I don't want to end up in combat and not have enough HP.
I mean, alternatively,
I feel like
we go back to Thirst Plan and just march down the tunnel and fight the first worm.
no.
I think it'll be fine.
So I don't know. I feel like Windwalk is probably our best bet to make sure we get out as safely as possible, or like to our destination as safely as possible.
Yeah, we'll hope so. You guys been talking about it for 10 minutes.
One more minute.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so ultimate vote. Do we use Windwalk to get to our destination, or do we tromp our way down there and face the first worm?
Oh, heck yeah. We go down to our first objective.
Yeah, put on to.
Just bypass worm. Okay, let's just say this. All in favor of bypassing worm, say aye.
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 Why?
Okay. All in favor of using Windwalk to get to worm quicker, say aye. Okay. All in favor or using Windwalk to escape right now, say aye. Okay, so I'm gonna assume everyone wants to just go to the objective and bypass the worms. Okay.
Yeah, avoiding the worms is probably our best bet right now because we can't do a whole lot against them.
Okay.
Their presence might be natural.
Yeah.
If you kill them, you'll fuck up the ecosystem.
Exactly.
Think of the roadways. They'll never be clean again. Anyway. Okay.
So I am using Windwalk.
Yes.
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 Okay.
So you, Sheila, Sai, Eagle, Liam, Irio, and the 2 tigers. How long does that last again?
Windwalk is
8 hours.
God damn, you could circumnavigate the world, a very large world with that speed.
Yep, it's a DM's nightmare when a druid has it.
Wait, how fast was the blackbird? Sorry, it's another distraction.
Well, it's what, 600 feet per round? So it's basically 100 feet per second.
Around 2,200 miles per hour.
fast.
That's how many feet per second? Or actually, it would be.
I think how this would look to most people is we would turn into clouds and then disappear.
Well, you move 600 feet in a round. A round is 6 seconds. So every second you're moving 100 feet. So you're moving about 68, 69 miles an hour.
Never mind.
3,226 feet per second.
Yeah, no, the blackbird still wins.
You know, it's
Never mind.
like fantastically fast, but relative to medieval travel speeds, it's fantastically fast.
Okay. Anyway, all right. So that is cast. Everyone currently on screen is turned into a gaseous form. You hear a tiger sound as it's like picked up into the air, and the magic starts coalescing, and its paws start turning into gas, and it just like starts screaming and freaking out. The other one looks over at it like, "Come on!" And like they both turn to gas. The rest of you all turn to gas, and then you all start. So I'm assuming Andrew, you're going to cast True Sight, so make sure you mark that down.
Yeah, give me a moment. I'm trying to find my charges. I know I had a ridiculous number. Oh, there it is. 42.
Okay. All right. So, can everyone make me a perception check? The DC is going to be 16.
Percepciones?
Yes.
I know how to do that. I've been here before.
you click the skill?
There it is.
Okay, factors do not apply here. Everyone but Shayla, you notice that as you start racing down the tunnel, and it should be noted in dark vision, true sight, whatever, you all can see the coalescent wind or gas in which you are, so you can keep relatively close to one another. As you guys are rushing by, you pass by this worm. It's about 3/4 the size of the mother you just fought, and it appears to not have noticed your presence passing by at all. It is still, it seems to be faster than the mother, but yeah, it is heading in the direction you were. You pass by it, and you go for some time. There is occasionally spots where the road has collapsed in on itself, similar to how you guys got through that one spot where you had to climb through. So you all have like ducked and weaved and dodged through cavern after cavern. You eventually fly past what would be like an underground river. I'm going to assume your characters like stop because it's a pretty nominal thing. You have a bridge that is underground. It's a pretty big river, and there's a crevice. And you all stop and dash for me to look around. There's nothing particularly interesting, but other than there's this river and around the water appears to be flowing east, and it's coming from the west. And I assume that you all just will keep going, and you keep going for about, I say, 8 to 9 minutes ish, if I did my calculations right. When you run across, and like I said, this whole time you've been seeing collapsed road bits. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's barely anything, until you run across a T intersection. There is a intersection that is going east, and then one that continues south. You all are floating there in form. Without using words, how would you communicate which direction to go? Like, you can describe your action.
If everybody else slows down, I will slowly continue moving in the direction of south.
So you're just gonna follow whatever clouds, where most of the clouds go.
Ben,
yeah,
would I be able to make some type of check to figure out where we are underground in relation to like an overland map? Maybe I get an idea of where this other tunnel might be going.
Give me, with your particular character.
I was going to say I could have to try to
survival.
I'd be trying to keep track of general directions. So when I get out,
photography, I'd like to roll my special skill.
Could I use Druidcraft or something to like spawn the image of a tiny firefly in the direction that I think we should go?
You can't cast spells in that form.
Ah, fuck.
Yep.
But it's cantrip. It's like a spell, but not really.
Okay, so Sai, you can use your ability, assuming it doesn't use tools.
No, I was joking. I don't actually have subterranean cartography.
Well, I didn't know if it's. I heard cartography. I didn't hear subterranean cartography.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just gonna follow Liam because I thought this whole shtick was his idea.
Okay, so like Liam starts like slowing down, and the Psy cloud is starting to slow down.
If anybody else slows down, then I will slow my pace, but I continue going south.
Okay, so Stump, your character Sheila, you can go ahead and roll whatever you think makes sense. I think your character, out of everyone here, could detect or know. Go ahead, shoot.
I wouldn't mind actually doing like could investigation possibly help out for me. Trying to take a closer look at the open paths. Which one actually still seems more of a city road pathway? One that's more wider than the other. If it's wider, then goes where it's more of a to travel.
How familiar is Curio with ancient dwarven ruin or culture?
I'm going off of like
general knowledge.
General knowledge, because pathways goes where if it's actually a more important route, it'll be generally a bit more wider.
No, higher volume, bigger road.
Yeah. Yes. So go ahead. So Stump, you can go ahead and roll me a check that makes sense. And Shoop, I think without knowledge of the culture, but with general knowledge of how roadways would function, I'm going to have you roll at disadvantage. Probably trying to think what makes sense. Investigation. Yeah. So you're looking. So Stump, you're looking for probably a DC 11. No. Yeah, DC 11. And Shoop, you're looking for a DC 16.
I got 12.
Okay, so you just passed.
Mm-hmm.
I would be taking my time taking a look, so I'll tell you my ability as long as I'm going like half speed movement. So I'm just taking my time moving from one spot looking to another. I actually get advantage. So
you have advantage then. Fucking
Not even with the one, it's just nope. It's considered a 10, so 22.
Mhm.
right. Curio, what would be? Is that checked for you?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so 16 would be 4, 6. So that's a factor of 2. So we'll start with Shayla because I believe Curio's hit this enough to pick up on some of these details. Although Shayla, you're going to get one detail he doesn't. The core detail both you know is that this path going east appears to follow a miner's path. Like you can see now looking at there was at one point tracks that were on the ground that had been removed. You could see where there used to be metal. You can maybe even see a beam or two laying around. The detail that Sheila that you get that Curio does not, even with their success, is that the particular mineral they were mining is adamantine. Curio, you know that information except for the adamantine part, and the one factor thing you get is one of the factors I'm just going to give you when in this store of an underground city. I'll give you a +1 going forward on any checks to navigate their terrainal structures. The number 2 factor is the east path is definitely not only the most worn, but it seems to be the less upkeep. It's not as wide. You obviously see that it's for mining. You can tell that it's been abandoned for a while, a very long while, even longer than the main road. So it's been abandoned for a while. While this is all going on and the two of you are like observing, Liam and Sai are kind of like just gently scooting to the south path.
Yeah. So I have a question. Why were we down here? Like, from what I remember, we were supposed to like scout something out, but
Yep.
Scout out of Dwarven City.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact parameters of the quest.
The exact ones were basically find the Dwarven City and bring back any information you get.
Okay, so we're looking for a specific place that should be to the south down this tunnel.
Looking for a Dwarven City, and we investigate that Dwarven City and bring back any intel.
Okay.
And any
Why are we moving south? Were we told that it's southwards down the tunnel, or
Yes.
okay?
The idea is that the civilization used to have a great city in the south. Something happened, and there's a schism, and they moved north. They built a huge fucking road to move their entire city north.
Okay.
Very far north.
So this side path seems to be a side quest.
Well, Sheila's gonna float off down the southern quarter.
Kirio notices that there's a quest icon deep in darkness. Just a teeny, very imperceptible light of a orange exclamation mark.
Your gamer instincts tell you that there's a collectible down there.
It is not a single red dot. I'm not hyper focused, but I'm aware.
There's a cat at the end of the tunnel with a light beating down on it. I think this guy has a quest for me.
But I will.
Let's just split the party. Half of us keep going down the tunnel, the other half goes down the other tunnel, and let's make this a true nightmare for Ben.
Then we can split even further.
Worms.
But I will keep note of this location. I'll be able to help us backtrack, even though we are going. I'll be able to at least keep track of it.
Well, yeah, it sounds like we did kind of linger at the intersection for a minute.
Yeah, all of you kind of make, like, anytime you encounter something like this, you've stopped. You've stopped a couple times, but where, like, somebody's noted, like, a couple of people have stopped and, like, the others swung back, but it was just, like, nothing, so you just kept going. Because sometimes it looks weird when you're going by 600, feet per round, so.
That some of them were just straight up dead ends, had to move in just a bit to see it.
But anyway, so everyone's going south still, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Ever crossed the Mason-Dixon line yet?
Yep. It's been a while. Very long.
Hold on. There's something strange in my short-term, long-term goal sheet.
Go for it.
I did not write acquire an undead minion through command undead.
That would have been me.
I think that was accidental.
Why is it on yours? I had mine selected.
Why the hell?
Why, Andrew? I
Yeah.
clicked on yours just to check something for a split second, and then I wrote that was on yours.
I figured that's what happened.
Here, hold on.
So
Let me
you were-
copy and paste.
You were
that.
mind controlled.
Hey, Stubb, do you keep moving Sheila's tab all the way to the right, or is this
Yes, I keep
Spreadsheet.
doing that
why?
because I have all my characters in one spot.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I just imagine Ben this whole time has been like, "Why the fuck is this tab moving? It keeps moving it back."
I have been.
Just back and forth.
I figured it just reset every time I loaded the webpage. It's like keep moving it back.
Also, if anyone's wondering who Vem, Malasara, or Ezra, or Kadric Basil is, those are my Malasara is Michelle's character, but Vem, Diazra, and Kadric Basil are my other characters I play with. Diazra was fun. I played her literally as a scaredy cat. It was fucking hilarious. There was real quick, because it was just hilarious. There was this point where we're in this maze, and we were in this like dungeon, and there was this obvious thing where you had to do a certain way of like approaching it, because if you kept walking, it just kept going, right? It was clear that you weren't getting anywhere. And my character didn't understand the mechanism, but the cleric figured it out, and we were able to go forward. But nobody verbally said how. So what happened was we finally got through it, and then we got what was there and went out of it, and then a flame trap appeared and a big fuck off spider appeared. I rolled, and my character ran back into it. Got stuck, and I could see like my boss started looking at me like, don't, like she's running. God damn it.
There you
Okay, so we continue south. We keep going south, documenting the little side passage. As you're going about another 5 minutes, you start encountering, and you all slow down. You start encountering these little branched paths everywhere. Some of them are paved, some of them are not. And it keeps getting more and more expansive. Like it's not like the road is widening. It's just a lot more stuff is in them, and you guys slow down for a bit and kind of linger. You can see, machined parts, pottery with glyphics on them. You see a like couple bones here and there. You see actual plant growth here, like dotted here and there. Very unique, weird plant growth that has like, it's hard to, I think the only one who can see it for what it is Andrew's character with True Sight. You actually see that the color of these leaves are like this brown maroon kind of red, very deep red. And it's no, not the Blood Forest though. You know what that looks like.
Oh, okay.
This is different. This is just like some weird underground growth, and you see that they're around these puddles of like kind of light tealy green like liquid. And as you guys keep going, you're finding more and more machine parts. Occasionally you're finding actual like tracks that go off in a direction. You can see similar branch paths that look like they were mines at once. These ones still have some of the rails on them. You actually see like a minecart. Minecart is very short, like it's very shallow but wide. And it's like the tracks that these go on are pretty wide, and actually has a third rail in the center. And there is it looks like just rocks piled in there. Specifically, Sheila, you know that is iron. Just at a glance, you know it's iron, but you have to roll. And you see tools laying around. Sometimes you see kind of like detritus and garbage and trash and cloth. At some point, you guys keep going, and eventually you find this very interesting. It careened and hit the wall of the road, but it's a big wheeled like flatbed that has a weird type of mechanical engine on the front of it, and it used to have a covering, but it looks like most of the cloth has been eaten, and the flatbed is empty. You see like one crate in there that's been knocked over, it's empty, and that's just been careened to the wall. And you guys keep going, and eventually you run across this huge earthen-like expanse of chiseled stone that is a lot more intricate. That you're finding the paths are broken. There's some that are toppled down, but you can see like you're now in like it's a different cobblestone and stonework that's been used from the path to what this is. It's like completely different masonry work. And you see like those who want to try and roll, give me a investigation check. For Curio, you get the +1 going forward on this one. Everyone else, you're looking for a DC 20.
Well, it's worth a shot. You said investigation.
Net 20.
Just rolling on like examining the stonework.
A little bit more than the stonework, just a little bit more. Why? Do you have something in mind that might change that?
No, I rolled a net 20 as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Curio and I both he got a 32, I got a 30.
Okay, so so for the both of you, figure out how many factors you have.
You said it was 20?
Yes.
So I got 3.
And then Lydia and Yuka just passed.
And Curio should have 4.
So you have 3 and he has 4?
Yeah. Unless
Curio, I'm gonna take 2 of those factors away and turn them into going forward stonework to +3.
All right.
And I'm gonna give you the base level information because Yuka got a 20. So all 3 of you know this.
you mean air elemental got a 20. I don't know who. Thanks.
Okay. What was I going to say? Okay. You're positive that what you're seeing in this area is essentially outskirts. You're actually defining how the stones are cut out. That there's actually like hovels and like housing. You kind of like you're looking through them a little bit because people are slowed down and kind of meandering just a bit. And you're seeing like hastily taking down beds. Some of the frames are still there, chairs, small heat stone arcs. It's basically like a round pit in the center that has a hole going up, that has like coal in there, and like a fire, or not coal, charcoal in there, and then like a campfire stove where it's got like a metal grating. Some have pots on them, some don't. Some of these houses look completely stripped down. Some look like they kind of left everything. And you see a couple things you might identify as like larger rooms that are blank. So you'll define that. For the factor that both Sai and Curio got is you're positive, judging by the markings and other things like that, that these people left in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Not only Kira would speak right now, but no one can hear his thoughts.
Yeah.
Almost kind of wish I could actually speak to everyone of like, do we want to actually pop out here? Or, because part of me is almost starting to get a little tempted of actually just popping out of park mode.
I mean, if one of you does it now and walks around, the others are going to get the hint.
Nah, fuck them. I'm going. Split the party. Make this interesting.
Okay, so the clouds coalesce, and you start seeing at least one. You see at least one cloud moving south. What about Liam? Are you going? You keep going south?
Nah, if they're stopping for some reason, I suppose I'd better stop too.
Well, you have one cloud going south that's continuing after a while, and then the other ones are kind of like meandering.
I mean, I would also go south. So
okay, so two clouds.
I imagine we're on the outskirts. We're not quite in the city.
I suppose if they're going south, I'd better go south too.
Sheila, Sam.
Sorry. I nodded off there for a moment.
Shoop is lingering and landing, looking like he's going to stop. But then Liam and
Liam, Sai, and Yuka continue heading south.
I would be continuing to head south. We're not to the city yet. We're just on the outskirts, as was described.
So, Curio, you have now seen 4 clouds. Mind you, it's actually 7 clouds because there's 2 tigers and an eagle.
Well, seeing everyone else actually move along, I'm not going to spend the time to hop back into existence, so I'll just trail after them.
Okay.
But I'll try to observe the buildings as we go along, see if there's. From realizing of the immediate gathering, exiting, get the fuck out.
Oh, Sai, sorry, real quick, I almost forgot in order. Sai, you have +2 going forward when anywhere in the city looking at the stonework and stuff like that and trying to determine its reasons for existing.
Roger.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Shoot.
We'll try to remember.
But I'll be trying to observe the buildings if I actually see anything different.
All right, so y'all continue south just a bit more, and it becomes interesting event. You find this place where there's this open expanse and there's this dirt, and you can see that I think for both Kirio and Sai and Sheila and Yuka for sure, you can determine that these are farm fields, and they've gone fallow. There's seems to be this particular like several different types of strange or weird vegetables or fruit. You're not sure. Some almost
You
trees.
Determine the crops that are being grown.
I don't think you've ever seen them. How would you do that in cloud form?
I mean, I guess just in passing, are there any like shapes I can recognize? Like, does
give me a
one
nature
kind of look like a?
You can give me a nature check.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
That wasn't
foreign
Yuka.
fucking food.
That was air elemental again. That wasn't Yuka.
No.
Air doesn't know what food
Fun.
is. It has to be in the same role.
Druids so bad.
Damn.
Druids.
No, it's the same role.
I know. I did that as a joke.
Okay. Yeah. So you can't determine what any of these are.
Yeah,
You're definitely.
Worth a shot.
You can definitely give it a shot, Sheila.
It's a plant.
I actually feel like you're gonna have a higher chance. I'll give you advantage.
There you go.
And like, I was gonna say the DC's like 18. So how many is nature check for you?
Yes.
How many factors is that? If it's 3 by 3, so that's 21, 26. So 2.
That would be 3 factors because you said DC was 18, right?
Yes. So that'd be
It's
21.
Exactly 9 above it. So and if it's checked,
Yes. Yep. That's 3.
3, 6, 9. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't do math.
I don't know. I make shit up. People just seem to go with it.
Anyone can do math.
Kayla, you have +2 going forward for any agricultural or plants or unique underdark growth knowledge checks here. But your main thing is these are definitely like half weeds, half crop, and one of them is, you can tell, very starchy, and like several of them are very like everything here is so dense and very low in moisture content.
Subterranean potatoes.
And there's many different types, but dense and low moisture content are like the mainstay. There's like quite a few stuff you can identify as root, some you can do as vine growers. One you can identify as maybe a tree, like a tree fruit.
It was a very dehydrated people.
Can you imagine a jalapeno, but it's a potato?
Not only is it spicy, it's got the consistency of sandpaper.
With your factor, you actually identify something interesting about the farm fields, is that they're still watered somehow. Like the soil is not dry as it should be.
Irrigation system.
Yeah, that seems to still be functioning.
Something is irrigating system. Something's also maintaining that system.
Yep. Right, so you guys move on, you get past these farm fields, and you eventually arrive at another little set of domiciles, but there's a difference. Now there's this large, like, archway, and half the archway has collapsed. And there was a door attached to it at some point, but it looks like one door has hinged and fallen off, and the other one is crushed underneath the destroyed archway. And you go past it, and in there they look a little bit better, but there's a mix of what appear to be domiciles for people to stay and sleep. You see like a large, kind of think of like an England big roundabout cobblestone thing. You see that with a statue in the center, and in the center is this, it's made out of pure metal, some type of like very fine kind of light metal, and it is a dwarf of some regalia, has some finery into it. There's dwarven runes, on it, stuff like that. Any of you speak dwarven?
No.
Does anyone speak Undercommon?
I think when we were making characters initially, didn't you say Dwarven was basically a unselectable language?
Yes.
I vaguely remember. Undercommon? Yes.
You have Undercommon?
I do.
Give me a insight check at DC 18.
It's going to be a hard check. Let's see if we can do it. About 50%, 50-50. Rolled a 15, so we got a total of 22.
Is that a check? Is that checked for you?
Yep, I got one factor. Yep, it is checked.
Okay. There is old Undercommon written in this every so often. The factor, it seems extremely simplified. Like it says like great hero worship, and you're like, huh, that it? And you go around and look around, and you see it again, great hero worship, great hero worship. And you start looking around, and you start seeing like signs and stuff here and there that have the dwarven, like what you assume is dwarven, on top, and then you see like some type of Undercommon. And the annoying part is since it's an old dialect, it has, like, you've seen it before, it's a lot of it still carries, but there's like weird word choices, like there's like a localization is just slightly off, and you're pretty damn positive that if you had an entire wall of this written like a story, you're positive that you wouldn't get the right story because it would just be so out of whack. But the factor you get is that you're pretty sure that not only was this a bilingual, either there was another species here that needed the other language, but whoever this other language was for, the Undercommon, was for servants, because it's incredibly.
It'd be like us trying to read a Shakespearean play
In the Old English.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, you're pretty sure that whoever this was a subservient species, because the text is really simple, or they were really stupid. The text is really simple and it's really straightforward. Like alcohol here, toolsmith, bathrooms this way, like stuff like that.
Yeah, like all the like if it's like part of like the service industry, it's written in Undercommon. But if it's like part of like the nobility or the upper class, it's written in Dwarvish.
Yeah, and you can I mean, obviously you can't read Dwarvish, but it's either they use a whole lot of letters to say the same damn thing, or there's a lot more going on here, because when you look at the statue, there's like what you assume is a paragraph of text for the statue, but like for the Undercommon, it's like 3 words.
Yeah, it could be just that the fact that Dwarven is a very descriptive language, and then Undercommon is the exact opposite, where it's super essentialist.
Yeah,
like Undercommon has very few words for like cosmetics or like describing how something appears.
Yeah, face paint. Yeah. All right, so you all right now are in I guess the best way to say it would be a 5 lead out road. You came in, if you think of a circle, and you came in from the bottom of that circle, there's a path going left, a path going right, and a path going up to the left and and a path going up to the right. And so you are now in the center as gaseous clouds, like just spinning around.
We're as in town is going to be. So, Liam, are you comfortable transforming back here?
You can't talk to him.
I'm not talking in character.
Oh.
I'm talking to myself in character because I'm looking at Liam's fart cloud, expecting him to do something. Because I've been erring on his side of judgment for this adventure so far.
Everybody's just kind of lingering around and not really doing anything.
We got, just to
Does it
recap,
look
there
like
was
we can move further into the city?
We're in the city center, though, right?
Well, you
Is there
don't
anything
know.
else?
Oh, okay.
Probably know you could be at the city gate. What was that, Shoop? You wanted to recap?
recap for there was possible language that was found, Dwarven.
Oh yeah, basically there's Dwarven language, and then there's Undercommon. If Sai relays this to you later, but for your player's sake,
I can read Dwarven.
that's right. I specifically didn't disallow you to do that. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so Undercommon is a language. Can you read Undercommon?
Undercommon? No, I did not actually.
Okay, so for your player's sake, Sai had identified that there's a set of Undercommon under every text, but it's extremely simplified, and it seems to be archaic. It's overtly simplified, archaic, and it seems to be out of whack from what like Undercommon Sai knows. Now when you get up to the statue, you get a short story that basically talks about a lower class farmer dwarf that rose to the ranks of the military to become our great commander, led the attack against the Fallow, and after many years in servitude to the king, he was given a great honorific and sent to fight the last battle of Fallow against the Fallow, and he had fallen, and the statue is in memorial to him. It is a bit archaic and there's a bit broken up, and you definitely feel like there's pieces of this story that are missing because the translation doesn't seem quite correct.
It's an older language, and a lot of languages kind of get refined or changes over time. So I'll at least be impressed with what I caught. But if we are like we can actually see the center of town, unless there's an intended direction everyone wants to actually go, I think I might have to start to condense myself.
Okay, so I guess you used Undercommon. Stuff you fall asleep.
Oh,
Little bit.
yeah, we heard.
Boy.
You can actually hear your breathing change. Do you need to get some coffee or something?
No, I have caffeine.
It's just proving to be ineffective.
My current condition of my heart makes me tired more often.
Gotcha.
Oh, so you need double the Red Bull.
No, that might kill me.
Yeah.
Literally.
We'll just start screaming at you if we need you.
We can wake the dead.
Otherwise,
I'm just going to stand up and go to the bathroom.
I agree with. I kind of agree at this point with Curio's interpretation of the situation, and if Curio goes down, I will join Curio.
Yeah, so
We all have distinctive fart clouds that are recognizable by shape.
hats.
They're all different shades.
So we all look like we're all
Tiger.
disembodied heads of ourselves, just in the form of clouds.
Tigers are striped.
That's
All right.
also horrifying.
So, most of you who are still in Gaseous Cloud, you see both Curio and Sai and Eagle uncoalesce.
I'm actually going to tell Eagle to stay in cloud form.
Oh, okay.
His entire purpose is to fly around rolling perception checks for me, and he can do that better in cloud form than he can in his Eagle form. So I'm just going to say, hey, why don't you just stay at cloud and circle high and let me know if you see anything interesting.
You feel eyes roll from Eagle.
You got this is why you're the best.
He got a huge movement speed buff, and now he's also immaterial, so he can't be shot with an arrow. This is a straight up buff for him.
Do you like visualize back him being shot with an arrow? It's like, do you want that?
We have telepathic communication, so as long as he's 100 feet, so I can just tell him.
Yeah, so you tell me, it's like,
saying, dude,
kind of the
like dying, because in this form you're much harder to kill.
He just like does the equivalent of a hand wave and says, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Please keep me informed. Thank you.
He tells you there's a trash can nearby.
Yeah, you know what I meant.
Okay. Yeah. So does everyone else uncoalesce?
Yeah, I'll condense into my form.
On a side note, how long has it actually been since we cast the spell?
It has been roughly about 30 minutes.
Oh, only 30 minutes.
Hey, you go.
What's only 30 minutes?
Travel from when the spell was cast.
Yes, that's where we started.
All right, so everybody's pretty much stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And people are uncoalescing.
Okay.
I would also like to go in on foot from here on out.
All right, so Yuka, do you uncoalesce as well?
Yes, I already said
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, the two tigers appear, and now you all are standing in this. Like I said, it's basically a circle with a road leading in from the bottom, going right, left, and then top left, and then top right. And you all can now talk. So go ahead and relay information that your characters would have gathered.
I copy paste your previous statement into chat.
Okay.
There's undercommon written here. It says "Great Hero Worship."
You could just iterate. I couldn't recognize any of those crops in those fields.
Really?
Yaddles, I don't understand any of those circles.
The crops are special underground foodstuffs, but they're also being irrigated actively.
Oh.
They
were red color. Yeah, they were kind of reddish in color.
I'm still going to guess subterranean potatoes.
Well, it's called a blood potato because it's red.
So either they're still being cared for, or the advanced machines that the dwarves were using might be watering them still?
Yeah, I think the machinery is still going. I mean, plants are going to plant.
Perhaps it's not machinery, but natural flow.
Before I forget, there were signs earlier that it looked like everyone left in a rather big hurry.
Hey, so keep watch then.
Also, I have reason to believe that there wasn't just dwarves living down here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and there was an adamantine mine back there.
Nice.
Very old, probably.
Adamantine mine.
Probably claimed out.
Yeah, if it was dwarves, they've probably got everything.
They licked it clean.
I mean,
don't know.
even adamantine scraps would be worth a pretty penny. We might want to go back at some point.
I at least can bring us back to the direction, so there's no problem with that.
Okay.
But the loose version undercommon of Great Hero revered. Basically, this was a statue commemorating a farmer that actually did heroic acts and actually gotten, put into a commander position. And Editori was actually pretty valued and revered for being very helpful.
So was the statue built pre or post-mortem?
Most statues like this are built post-mortem, but you never...
I think if Kira reads out the story verbatim, it's implied it was after they died.
Most great artists are not recognized for their capabilities until long after their deaths, unfortunately.
From humble beginnings, eh?
Meanwhile, first thing that I had done as soon as I actually gained physical form, I pulled out my book and just started to write down everything that I've at least seen. So that's one thing everyone would have noticed, is just instantly start writing all observations and making a pseudo map.
Also, what the hell is the fallow?
My guess would be it's a reference to the Blood Forest, but I have no idea.
No, would the Blood Forest go underground?
I mean, the Blood Forest was everywhere.
Well, for you, it seemed like it was everywhere because it was on your doorstep, but really it was just centralized in the world. For you, it was your everyday life. So you grew up with hearing I guess 4 or 5 years of growing up knowing that it just kept growing, kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the magistrate was being more and more cunt about everything they wanted to do. And it basically consumed some of your life of I guess I'm probably going to get drafted in the army to deal with this fucking thing. And then just one day it all died really quickly, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Would you could be able to provide a bit of extra insight about the functionings of the Blood Forest and if it could, dive into the ground?
Give me a nature check at advantage. You're looking for a DC 11 with your previous knowledge.
Can I ask Curiel something as well? Or once you're done with this. Sorry.
Yeah, so hold that thought. There's no factor on this, but the Blood Forest cannot sustain itself, period, without constant... basically, it needs to consume life. It needs to consume blood. It needs to consume tissue, meat. It is very carnivoristic. It cannot cannibalize itself and will die out. It also has never been seen underground. A matter of fact, it still needs light.
Okay. I would pass this information on for those that are curious.
Whatever we're dealing with isn't something familiar.
I'm skeptical hearing it from you, but I'm going to assume you're not lying to me.
Something happened and these dwarves left in a hurry. How much you want to bet it's related to that fallow incident?
Well, what you could just said, that doesn't necessarily make sense. The Blood Forest would have an incredibly difficult time sustaining itself in this environment.
I know about the Blood Forest. I'm not saying it's the Blood Forest. I'm talking about whatever the fallow is.
Yeah. But Kyria, did you just say you could read Dwarven?
Oh, did I not mention it?
No, at least I don't think so. No one can read Dwarven. What are you talking about? How can you read Dwarven?
By learning.
Okay.
Are you so...
That was me actually just kind of you learn it.
So...
Pick up a book, you plebeian lying bastard.
So I point to Azalus, Yuka, and I say, Yuka, you can speak Druid, right?
Obviously.
Would it make sense for non-Druids to be able to speak Druid?
No. Maybe, but mostly no.
So then I point back to Curio. You get the problem here. Those languages are very exclusive.
There's still a maybe. There's still a maybe.
You're
Somebody
also
could still
talking
break
about
the rules.
You said druid? That's something that they do not allow outside of their dens.
By the way, to help you out a
Languages.
tiny bit, Curio, is this specifically was a very rare set of books that were in Cradle that you got access to.
I was going to have to say, I recognized certain languages and gotten tired of late responses from my contact of potential stuff. And it seemed to be a lot of Dwarven stuff was the artifacts I would find. So it was like, screw it. So,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, it's just learning. You learn.
Do you?
I
I just want to make sure you appreciate that you're like the only person in like probably 100 million that can speak Dwarven within this half the planet.
Considering the only so here you would know this that particular like most of the books that were in Cradle in that particular section are now just gone, and a lot of that was like archived knowledge from very long ago, to the point where some of those books were magically maintained because they were starting to fall apart.
So if you ever wanted advice on business opportunities in the future, I would recommend selling that for a lot of gold. Like there's probably kings that would put you on their staff until the end of time just because you can do that.
And I'd rather not have a chain out around my neck.
All right.
So I'm already doing my own personalized business of at least helping people finding some artifacts, finding people. And also where more often when I'm actually trying to find stuff underground, it has been more of Dwarven.
Gotcha.
And this is actually, in this language here is actually even older. I was able to at least piece it together because it's at least possibly even founding of it. So if there's something else you want to know, you can have it to ask. I could have it to try to teach you a few of their runes, but it caused me quite a few headaches. So
Well, I might be interested in that. Let me put this a different way. Can I call you, or can I what's the spell called? Sending? Can I sending you whenever I need some advice about something I found that's written in Dwarvish?
I would need to see it since it took time to understand how to even pronounce each of the words. But if you could actually let me see the runes, I can actually then tell you.
Okay, we can figure that out.
While the rest of the party is concerned about their material wealth gain in the world,
I will be
Sheila's
concerned about
she's gonna go sit down, meditate for a little while, and take care of his wounds, and basically take a short rest.
Yeah, I think a short rest is an hour.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that got hurt.
Yes.
Yes, but there are people that could regain some abilities by taking a short rest.
Yeah, do we want to take a break here?
Be perfectly fine. I can have
Sheila,
to
would you state that, or just make it clear that you're not moving?
I'm not going to say anything. They can argue about, who's going to get rich off of what their scheme they want to. I'm just going to go find a nice flat rock to sit on.
Yeah, I think you find like a nice Plymouth or plinth on the statue.
I would have to obviously notice you actually at least sitting down and doing a breather and be like, yep, I know what he's doing. So I'll just kind of plop by the statue and I'll actually just try to do little finer details, and maybe in conjunction with Sai of trying to do a rough map with his eagle. So I have a general idea of interesting locations.
Okay. Liam, what you doing?
I guess if everybody's taking a short rest, I'll just do my usual meditation with Talos.
Yeah, it's distant here, but at least it's there. Can you roll me a wisdom saving throw, Liam? You're looking for a DC 12. Okay. Talos does that thing where he wants something, but he can't just tell you it. So he's a little bit more forceful than... It's annoying because when this tends to happen and you kind of just let him do it, you tend to get more information, but it tends to cost you a lot of anxiety, pain, and just like, what's the word? Confusion. So you push it off a bit, but Talos relates to you about something, that the ground beneath you seems unwary.
Unwary. Interesting.
Do you mean like restless?
Yes.
Oh, wary.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, wary. It'd be wary. Yeah, I have an issue with that negative word. The ground beneath you seems wary, so restless. Okay. And Yuka, what are you doing?
You said this was just like a 1 hour rest, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I'll rest.
it's a short rest.
Ugh. So not enough to go into a fucking trance and recover my spells.
Nope. But I think you get your wild shape back.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Is there any plant matter nearby, or are there any traces of animals? Okay.
The animals thing. Give me a animal handling check. We're gonna say.
That's all the way.
I'm gonna let you roll with no factors. I just want to see how well you do.
Do you want me to do a normal roll, or do you want me to do like an advantage since it is checked?
No, it wouldn't be advantage.
Okay, normal roll. Bam!
Roll a 19. Okay. You discover that there are at least 4 different species of rodents around here, and at least 1 species of some type of flying creature that keeps staying the hell out of your guys' way.
They're smart. That's good.
And
Is it possible for me to inspect closer upon the, I would assume, footprints of the flying animal? Or am I seeing like feathers?
you're seeing some type of leathery creature that's resembling a bat, but it isn't. It's a little bit actually smaller, and it seems
So
to
I'm
be-
actually seeing the creature.
Yeah, you're seeing the creature.
Okay.
You hear it first, and then you're paying attention, and you watch it, and you're seeing it's like occasionally picking off like insects and stuff like that, but it's like genuinely avoiding you. Where some of the rodents kind of just meander by. They stay away, but they're more in vision.
Yeah.
You do see. You do look around. You're seeing like what might be drainage. And you look down, and then you actually do see some of those like acid worms, but they're much smaller, like less than a foot size.
And they're just like in the drains.
Yeah, you see them occasionally. Going just slow.
Okay. Can I try using my Staff of the Woodland and using Speak with Animals to communicate with the flying creature?
Yeah. What is that? I'm gonna pull up the spell for Speak with Animals.
I have the spell in my list somewhere.
The
Plants.
ability to comprehend verbally, communicate with beasts. The duration, the knowledge that you're aware of many beasts is limited by their intelligence. At minimum, a beast can receive perception. It must be. You might persuade a beast. Okay. So what do you ask it?
Are there any others like us nearby?
So everyone around, you hear Yuka make this very turbulent sounding croak in her voice, kind of like the Grudge a little bit, but it's more like clicking. And
Let's talk.
but it's just deeper. It's like deeper. So, but you ask.
He's possessed, so this is completely regular.
You ask this creature. We'll just call it the bat. This particular one that's like lurking, and it hollers back, "Speak! You speak!"
Yes, I can be your friend. Can you tell me if you see more like us?
Can you give me a persuasion check? We're gonna say it's a DC 10.
Fuck.
So
outsider
it's
bad.
Yeah, it's a little hung up on you being able to speak and seems a bit freaked out, and it's kind of like it's running in its own little mind. It's not running away from you, but it's just like obsessing over this detail that you can speak. And it like flies over, and it doesn't like bats like to hang. This actually like sits upright like a bird kind of walks the edge of this balcony, which now all of you can tell what the fuck Yuka's talking with. It's this tiny little leathery creature that has 4 wings, 2 on its if you appear to be rear legs and 2 on its front, and it has like membrane between the 2, and it like has a like very elongated head that's very narrow, that has like very big black eyes.
I'm almost imagining like a wyvern, but like as a mammal. That's kind of what I'm imagining with this thing.
A little bit more wingy.
Okay.
A wyvern is a mammal. It's like a bat.
So yeah, like it ignored you. It was hung up and it got ignored you on this like nearby. It asks you like food. Do you have food?
I imagine that Yuka is able to have like just a piece of jerky hanging out in her sack, or is willing to donate a ration.
You know
to
that
the cause.
You've seen these creatures like grab little grubs and worms and eat them.
Actually, Yuka, because I imagine whatever drain system is here isn't very deep. Like I could reach my hand in there and pick up one of the acid worms.
Yeah, you definitely could. Give me a animal handling check. We're gonna say probably DC 11. Okay. I'll say that with that check, and I'll say with the factor, you just don't get hurt from this thing.
Okay, fair enough. Or like I had the foresight to put on like a small leather glove or some shit before handling it. But
Right.
so I pick up the acid worm.
Yeah, it jumps to like a closer railing that's kind of like it kind of bends a little bit and it kind of corrects and like walks like a chimpanzee would across the pipe, and it looks down, kirking its head, and like everyone, you hear it make that like deep grudge sound, and it's like making like cooing noises, like ooh, and it like jumps down on a drain pipe and like crawls down, but it keeps its head bent at like a 180-degree angle, like watching you as it like crawls down this pipe and like gets to the bottom like floor, path, cobble floor, whatever street, and like sniffs the air, or at least you assume it's sniffing.
I mean, I would continue holding out the grubby looking acid worm just on the off chance that maybe this is food to this bat creature.
Are you trying to intuitively show it you're not aggressive, or are you trying to persuade it to take it from you?
This is definitely an intuition of just kind of. So, do I actually know this animal? Have I ever seen this animal before?
Nope.
Okay.
So go and roll me an animal handling check. I'll say DC 10. Being able to communicate. Okay. So yeah, it after it crawls forward very slowly, you can see that it's not going to get closer to you, and you drop down and lower your hand, and then it just instinctually comes closer. And this thing's been like wiggling around and like because you flipped it upside down, and it gets up to it really close. Like it opens its maw really quickly and bites down on its head and like wrenches it once, and it goes like limp, and then it like grabs it with its rear talons and flies back up to the balcony, and then it starts eating like a baby bat eating a banana, and except there's a lot more gooey like things like squirting out of it. And so you guys are hearing this combination of lip smacking, weird grudge clicking noises, and very squishy like popping of grape sounds.
So it's just Andrew's worst nightmare.
Liam's just like
experience this.
Liam as a character is just like whatever, animals are weird, and there's just like this distant Andrew screaming noise in the back of Liam's head.
Yuka politely waits for her new friend to finish his snack before she tries asking her question again. Have you seen any others like us?
Yeah, so it finishes it. It doesn't seem to be bothered by the acid at all, and it like gets to the edge of the balcony, and it like does this thing where it like pats forward its hands, like, and you're intuiting that as excitement. And it says, it tells you never seen your type before, like never seen anything like you or you or you or you, and it's like looking at each. So each of you keep seeing this thing looking at you and like making the grudge noise and looking at you again, a different person, and like doing the same thing.
So what's the critter have to say?
Yuka's not quite done with her conversation. So she asks a follow-up question. Creatures like us, but shorter, and she gestures with her hand about the height of the average dwarf.
I know it wouldn't have the body language. It tells you no, never seen.
Okay. So at this point, Yuka would communicate the conversation with everyone else while reaching down into the gutters to grab another acid worm.
It tells you as you're reaching down, like it seems like it's really excited about this, that it says to you, do you mean moving?
Yuka looks up curiously, hand still kind of over the gutter. But what do you mean moving? She asks.
You mean like you, but moving. It like jumps from balcony and like scurries around, moving.
Yes. Short people like us that were moving. Have you seen them?
No, only non-moving.
Yuka cocks her head at that one.
I think but
still reaches down and grabs a worm, offers it back up to her friend.
Yeah, it flies down this time and like eats it in front of you.
What it's saying.
Okay.
You can take 1 point of acid damage as this thing bites into this thing and eats it in front of you.
That's fine. I'll deal with it.
Oh, how many hit points do I
did that
heal
just like how some of the acid blood just kind of like splashes in my face or something, like that's fucking gross.
Yeah, you roll as many hit dice as you're willing to spend.
What does that mean?
On your character sheet, you should see near your health there should be says like hit dice. When you roll a hit dice, it's like I think for druids it's a D8. You're basically rolling a D8 plus your con to recover that much HP HP. Every level, you gain a new hit dice. So if you're level 15, you would have 15 hit dice, meaning you could roll 15 D8 plus your con. It would actually be 15, it'd be 1D8 plus your con 15 times.
So I'd be rolling 13d8 minus 13.
No. Do you see
no,
on
plus
your
13.
sheet where it says your hit points, your temporary hit points, and then right below that it says hit dice?
You can click that and it'll automatically roll.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you basically just click the hit dice button and count how many times you hit it until you get enough hit points where you're happy.
Yeah.
But you can only do that until the number of levels you have. So every time
You're at 49.
Yeah, every time you push the button, reduce your hit dice remaining by 1.
Okay, you're at 4 or 55.
That's a long rest limit.
You're at 57.
Well, that acid number on you.
Yeah. You're at 62.
Yeah.
You're at 67.
Nice.
You're at 75 of 79. Now you're at 77 of 79.
Yeah, it's enough. 1, 2, 7.
Yep, and just take 7 off of your remaining.
Yeah, and so until you take a long rest, your hit die are
Okay, I see.
then your hit die are replenished. There is an optional rule that I'll be using in West Marches where you recover half of your level, rounded up, of hit die per long rest. But anyway, so yeah, so we're gonna circle back around to Curio. We're at the end of the long rest now, but Curio, if there's anything particular you wanted to do during the long rest,
I think Curie and I,
short rest.
we were going to work together to scout out the immediate area using Eagle.
Yes. Okay. So that's why I wrote the road paths on the end of the game notes. So you have a path that goes towards forges, path that is covered in ash and dirt, a path that is lined with cloth and bits of pottery, a path that is mostly clean but has many carts on the sides of the roads.
Like carts? Do you mean like
It's like sometimes they look like wagon carts. Sometimes they're like just a cart with 4 wheels that has no poles. Sometimes they're just like 2-wheeled carts with like poles, or 2-wheeled carts that are like up on stilts. There's a variety, and they appear to have like, some of them just appear to have like dust in them. Some appear to have like little like bits of pottery or jars.
I would at least, if it's not actually that far, I wouldn't mind actually like at least grabbing 1 or 2 of them just to kind of show, hey, actually made it here, sort of pseudo proof.
You want to find like a jar of pottery that has like symbology on it?
Yeah.
All right. I will say that you have as many as you would like to be able to carry.
Well, I have a pretty big bag to fill, but I figure 2, 3 of them. I'll just go 3.
Okay. Just mark down your inventory that you have 3 assorted jars and pottery of dwarven manufacture.
if we're here for dwarven technology, we should probably make it a point to go to the forge at some point.
We're here to just see what's here, I think, and report back.
Is it fair to say that in this setting, dwarves are renowned for their machine crafting and their metalworking?
Yes, most certainly so. They're also supposed to have been the ones who created the warforges.
Okay. So it would be reasonable, common sense for someone who has basic world knowledge to go, a dwarven forge is something special.
Yes, although Curio, you have a bit more knowledge that, based on your scholarly and tentative connections.
Scholastic.
Thank you. Scholastic knowledge.
Your big wrinkly brain tells you.
Because you're part of the Bound 8, which no one else here has that advantage. You know that some of the accounts of the dwarves were kind of put in a extraordinarily mythical historical manifested historically in very big mythicism. They tended to, like, a lot of the tales tend to be bigger than they really are. It's clear by a lot of the texts that were able to be found, at least from what you remember and what you studied with a particular Aarakocra person who seemed to specialized in ancient dwarven and elven history. There is a particular issue that your friend that has relayed to you before, that they're not satisfied with the myths. They really genuinely want to know how capable the dwarves were. You also know that the only ever warforge you've ever heard functioning was part of that artificer who packed up and left to join this group, who you never got to see. That's what you know about dwarves. So everyone else besides Curio would have heard all of the legendary things about them being fantastic smiths and stonemasons and built giant machinery of war forges and did fantastical things and could just live underground for eons and eat rocks. All sorts of things.
Dwarves live in the mountains because they eat rocks.
And you know the hill dwarves that are around have like they always seem very simplistic. They always enjoy their like simplistic lives. They don't usually take up positions of higher power or something like that. They tend to be that. So mountain dwarves are the ones where that has all the mysticism behind them. Whereas hill dwarves don't speak dwarven. They typically speak. Let's see if somebody can guess. What do we believe that the hill dwarves typically speak? Your characters would know this, but let's see if anyone can guess.
Gnomish.
For fuck's sakes. Anyone guess?
Drunken stammer?
Okay. Well, since everyone else has said bad guesses, how about you, Franco? You want to?
The hill dwarves?
Yeah. What do you think they speak? If it's not, this is me asking GM as to a player to see if you can guess. What does their common speak?
Don't they just speak common?
No, you're close. Half correct. Undercommon.
Oh.
I figured that's where it was going.
I was gonna guess undercommon, but it felt too obvious, so I changed my answer.
It has to be a mystery. It did not be
I
constant.
thought it was a trick question.
Nah. Yeah. Hill dwarves speak undercommon.
Okay.
That would be the schism they're talking about. I mean, maybe, probably.
Well, if we're done with our rest,
Yep. You're all done with the rest.
I want to ask Yuka to ask the creature to describe its threats.
it's probably going to say anything bigger than it is.
I just want to hear how you get asked the question first.
Wait, what is the question?
Ask the critter to describe its threats.
It's threats. It's not making any threats. It just told us what it observed.
To the creature. It's got to be scared.
I imagine the rats, but let's try it. Yuka looks up at her bat friend, who is
Wait, does rat?
probably still having fucking.
Oh no, yeah, he's done. He's been done for a little bit. He has been actually kind of playing around with the staff you hold, kind of playing with some of the beads on it. It seems pretty curious about the things that are on your person. It asks you if it could touch everything, and you keep saying yes.
That exactly sounds like Yuka. So Yuka turns to her friend. So is there any predators? Is there anything that hunts you?
It jumps on top of the staff and says, "None hunt me, I hunt them."
And what do you hunt?
Bugs.
Bugs.
Food.
Drugs.
Hunt,
Yeah.
food.
Yuka just says, "Thank you, my friend," and allows him to go back to his messing with the things.
Well, what do you say?
He says that he is the hunter and he hunts bugs.
Interesting.
He looks to you, Liam, and does the grudge sound and jumps up and down on top of the staff.
Did he say a word that I would be able to translate?
Yes, it says, "I hunter."
Okay.
In the presence of
I'm not gonna translate it right away.
No.
Say again, say.
It's just me and Franco breaking.
I think you're breaking up. Try again.
Nope, he's gone.
Try again.
Sorry, what? Oh,
Okay.
I think sounds fine.
God damn it. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it's like you broke off again.
So, what did our winged friend have to say?
Let's see if
The fuck? It's still cutting you off.
my Discord was jumped.
Say just real quick for me.
Yeah, you're still
Say
cutting up.
say an entire sentence.
I love Coca-Cola.
Okay, that was an entire sentence I heard. Unless there was, "I fucking love Coca-Cola."
No.
I
Okay, but I noticed that Franco's thing was lighting up, and then his thing turned off, and then I heard him speak. I don't know if that happened to everybody.
don't know if I saw that. But anyways,
My Discord was said it was fluctuating between 30 milliseconds and 2030 milliseconds.
Yeah.
oof, yeah, that was probably it. All right, so Stump was asking you, or sorry, Mila was
Yes.
asking Yuka.
Okay. So, what did our winged friend have to say?
That should fix your Discord.
Yeah, so I would just summarizing, that he says he is a hunter, and he is a hunter of bugs.
So nothing hunts him.
Bugs are good eating.
Interesting.
Yep, nothing
You
hunts
good?
him.
Do you go through everything that he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Does he mean that he knows where dead dwarves are since they're not moving?
Yuka shrugs. Where are the non-moving people?
He flies over to the statue, and you hear this loud grudge click here and there, and he like flies towards the path covered in ashes and dirt, stops, and then flies over to the mostly clean but has many carts on the side roads path and stomps on that one and here.
Are they all standing like this one? Yuka points to the statue.
He flies back over to the ash and dirt one, says no, and then flies over to the carts and sides and says yes, and then flies up on top of the statue and then stomps on it and says yes.
I would pass this information along to the party. Well, do you guys want to see lying down bodies or statues, or standing bodies or statues?
I have the feeling that the cart's path is statues, and the one with ash and dirt has the remains of people who were left behind.
That might
Yuka
be,
nods in agreement.
that might be the direction we should go in if we want to figure out why they left in such a hurry.
Probably.
I suggest we tread lightly. I communed with Talos, and he mentioned, I believe the floor may be perceiving us.
Are you sure he wasn't speaking more figuratively?
That's the best translation I could come up with. Something is watching us, and it's through the floor.
Okay, then. How do we want to prioritize this then? Should we go down the ash and dust path and see what's up with the stationary, what would you call it, humanoid?
Laying dwarves versus standing dwarves literally was the question that was asked.
Or do we want to check out one of these other paths?
If there's something dangerous down here, we should probably know about it.
Let's go down.
Victory, I feel like that would be most helpful for our elven friends.
Well, it was actually the dwarf who sent you on the way.
I was
Oh, was the dwarf? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a mountain dwarf too.
Fucking weirdo.
You've met one other mountain dwarf in the past.
Yep, actually,
Liam and Sai and Yuka
met one.
met one. His name was also
I
Talos.
didn't mean to share that.
Another mountain dwarf that exists. I think one of our side objectives was actually to unite them.
Okay, so
Don't.
you have 4 paths.
I've been sitting here long enough. Why don't we go down the ash and dirt road?
Yep.
Which path will force us to the next chapter of the adventure, and which path has extra collectibles?
Well, you see, there's actually a hidden door, Franco, that I'm not supposed to tell you about. It's in one of the buildings that doesn't look like it's interactable because it's the exact same PNG that's on all of the other dwarves.
Yay.
Hey,
Easy
that's
one.
my specialty. That's my specialty.
See, there will be a very obviously different section of the wall that you have us put a bomb at.
Right, and it'll be so obvious because one will be like it's a PlayStation 1 graphics, so it's just got a picture as the background, but there's a spot that has a clearly 3D piece that's inserted there that's very interactive.
Is it covered in yellow paint?
No, that didn't evolve at this time.
Okay. No, it sounds like we should go down that other path.
I'm actually gonna follow up with this. Are we gonna want a lantern out again?
I thought we already had lanterns out.
I would assume people had some light out, but nobody's specified.
I have dark vision. I don't care.
Yeah, what is the lighting situation? Is it just as dark as the tunnel? Or
I assume I'm assuming some of the casters casted light cantrips. Some people pulled out torches or lanterns just to make it a little bit more comfortable because dark vision is black and white. It should be noted that this bat bro is not afraid of the light, but the rodents are.
he's not a full troglodyte.
He avoids the fire, but like he's not scared of light.
Yeah. I think that I'm using that word correctly.
I think troglodyte just means people who live in caves.
Yeah, it's a person who lives in a cave.
Yeah. All right. So we're going down the ash and dirt path. All right.
Yeah.
So
At least Yuka is.
Liam, if you could lead the charge somewhere.
Yeah. Wait. Why are we having the squishy cleric, who is our primary healer, be on the front lines? Box formation, gentlemen. We already figured this out earlier.
Okay, look, we've already figured this out. We're all squishy casters. Every one of us, except for the cat.
He's just squishy.
He's just squishy in general. We don't have a
Generally squishy.
I'm not
Well, I think-
squishy. I am a bit more fluffy.
Druids take point because they can wild shape, which is effectively doubling their hit point pool, if not more.
that is true. They're basically caster
Yeah,
tanks.
fair enough.
No.
Some of those forms.
He's at the rear, so he has.
I can wild shape into like a very basic animal. I don't have special stuff like Yuka. I can turn into
I can
like a
morph.
dog.
You can at will morph into a rock.
Mhm.
Oh, no, I have spells to do that.
That's
I can just melt into stone and just go on the floor and just wait to fight out.
Fuck
All
this
right,
shit. I'm out.
in that case, Liam should probably be one of the front men,
I
actually.
cast stone to mud.
Yeah, Liam.
Sorry, what were we talking
How many
about?
hit points does your character have, Andrew?
101.
All right, yeah, Andrew's probably one of the tankier people here.
Yes, the courage of Talos shall lead us.
Box formation. Front edge is Liam, and
Yuka.
I'll hold the center because if we need to teleport, I can have everyone grab me real quick, and then
It's not that you're scared.
I didn't take you for a I am up and down person of the faith.
But
I think he's talking about Talos.
Courage does not require faith.
anywho,
Also, you're flanked by tigers.
Where you supposed to help you?
They're still there.
Just this 800-pound tiger just, hey, how's it going?
so we did take that short rest though, so we are an hour and a
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, the
less than an
tigers
hour.
are gone. Yeah,
Yeah.
As much as I love the idea, just that's not
flanked by tigers.
we
Okay, so
the rules.
yeah, you guys travel down this. So when I say ash and dirt, to be more particular, as you go down this path, you see you're heading down a particular. It's pretty clear that this is like a living district. Like there's a lot more like underground plants. You actually run into some glow fauna, this strange vine that has this very light, like greenish glow to it, and it seems to be used. It's overgrown, but it seemed to have been used to like line structures and paths, kind of like LED lights to make a archway more fancy.
They basically just had a bunch of fairy lights for the city.
You mean Flora, right?
Flora, yes. I get those verbally confused all the time.
I'll just make sure there wasn't some sort of mammalian vine-like creature we were observing.
It's a really long snake.
They have ancient connections to a place called Japan.
Terrible. Anyway, so you see occasionally just these piles of ashes, and there appears to be like where there was like they tried to like contain a spot like a planter pot or something. It is like overgrown. There's now dirt that's kind of like encompassed some of the stonework, and it seems like weeds and plants have grown here and there. So it's a mishmash of that, and sometimes these glowing vines have like covered a spot, like a doorway or an archway, because they want to like connect, it seems like, and create like these weird tangles. And occasionally you see those rodents. The Bat Boy seems particularly interested in some of these little bugs that hang around. By the way, that thing is following you now. Little bugs that are on these little glow networks, but it appears to be some type of like apartment structures or housing structures. And you find again more evidence for those who pointed out like that this seemed to have left in a hurry. You find it's been so long that I can't even see you find remnants of food, but you find like where there would have been like it looks like there was a stall, like a stone. It had like coals in it or something, or charcoal, and it had like, you could see that there were these metal skewers put on it, and they had other skewers sitting there, and you can see there's like now piles of dirt or ash where the things are. You could determine that the food just basically essentially over time just turned to dust and ash. And then eventually you start running into they're very worn and very ancient old, but you actually do find a skeleton of a shorter humanoid creature that is on a street that you can see that there is a very elongated spear where most of the wood has rotted away, and the metal tip is like pierced into the building, laying on the side of the road. And the Bat Boy like flies over to land on its skull and says, "Here."
Ben, you say there's like, is it like piles of ash, or is it like a coating of ash?
It's coating of ash, piles of ash, and the dirt seems to be more where potted plants or planters or foliage is now expanded out more.
Okay, so we see ash. Is there any like charring of buildings or furniture?
Nope.
Or are they fighting up a holder?
My possible guess is that people fleeing, there might have been also a massive fire back then.
Well, no, yeah, but
if this is actually like ash, unless it's actually more like dust debris.
yeah, what happens if you get hit by a disintegration ray?
Is this ash similar to the ash from what was that region called?
The barren wastes that were created after the Blood Force went.
Yeah.
Make me a nature check.
What about him?
DC 10. No, because it's more of like hands-on kind of thing. DC 10. Yeah, no, it's not. That was actual ash. This appears to be some type of like something that's like ash, like it's got the thin flakiness to it, but it's more powderized.
Can I roll an Arcana check on it, like investigate it from a magical direction?
Give me a DC 18. That'd be one factor.
Yeah.
You go into the Magisphere and you kind of look around, and this is the first time you've been like really looking at the Magisphere in this area. It's very dead here. Like typically nature, and sometimes you see some divine magic, and sometimes you see elemental magic, and then you just kind of see the ebbs and flows of the wind. Like things have magical, touching and like contact with stuff. Here is very.
The midichlorians are low in this region.
Damn it. There's very little here, and what little you're seeing is like from the plant life, mostly nature based. So when you go to look at this ash, you notice that there's something particular about it, and you're not sure what, and then the factor kicks in. You are almost positive that this was magically inflicted by just how precise each granule of ash is. Like unless you mess with it, each is perfect, which isn't something that nature typically does when there's a fire or there's like something aging out, right? Like you have like an apple and it 10,000 years later it's like dirt or ash. It wouldn't create the same particles. These are the same particles.
It was a beholder.
As someone who actively knows how to cast Ray of Disintegration, do I think it's like a similar effect that would be achieved with that spell?
Very.
Fuck, I'm right.
Do you actually say it out loud?
Well, yeah, I you see Sai at some point, he kind of kneels down and like runs his hand through the ash and like picks some of it up in his fingertips and rubs his fingertips together.
I'm guessing, as I mentioned, like the fire, I think there was like a massive fire, and it's like at that point you kind of go, actually.
Yeah. He kind of purses his lips as he's squinting at his own, at the dust, and he kind of looks around at you guys. It's like, I think this was caused by magic.
Oh?
And
You know that spell that I cast earlier that failed miserably?
Which one?
The beam. Well, if I hadn't failed so epically miserably, I believe it would have turned that worm into a similar substance.
So we're dealing with something that could just magically disintegrate things.
Is there a knowledge check we could roll that would identify any creature?
Didn't I just like say it out loud?
But
Well,
Beholder?
you can say beholder.
you can say beholder, but it's kind of out of character.
What the hell is a
Character
beholder?
wouldn't know that. You as a person know that, but us as
What?
me,
Is there a reason why my character wouldn't know what a beholder is?
They're not seen. I don't even think Sai would know what they are.
yeah. Is there a knowledge check that we can go? It's like, well, I know spellcasters have the ability to do this, but
It's weird because like nature and arcana is like a weird mismatch. What's that? Imperial?
All right, so him saying that, if anyone's actually at least seeing my facial expressions, you would see me instantly go like a strong confliction to extreme irritation because of my personal issue of I think this is possibly a device that could have been used for the ash. Well, dusty remains. Did we actually only see that in this section, or was this throughout the entire city that we've actually at least?
You've seen this ash, but this is the biggest amount of it.
More
Why?
condensed.
Yeah, like like I said, you look at the roads, like all four of these roads, right? I'm giving you broad spectrum details. It's not like there isn't a cart in another road, or there isn't ash in another road, or bits of pottery. It's like there's a lot of fucking cloth and pottery. There's a lot of ash in this one. There's a lot of carts here. Like it's very specific.
And then for the ashiness, before we actually like reach the city or whatnot, was there like a literal line of like could see of rock, and then ash, dust remains? Because I would have actually at least seen something like that while we were moving.
No, like whatever this is, it's not affecting the things that are around it.
is it reasonable to say that it only affected organic creatures, or maybe?
Out of curiosity, does disintegration ray say that it can damage other things?
Ray of Disintegration can damage everything. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So no, this is organic only.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually very good at damaging non-organic materials.
But
So,
I-
Ben, that dwarfen corpse that's got the spear in it,
Yep.
I'm going to go over to it, yank the spear out.
It kind of slumps a little bit, and the bat boy like looks up at you and makes some grudge noises. And Yuka, you hear him say, what would he say? I think he would say,
I'd sat just right, was comfy.
yeah, something about you like disturbing his perch. Yeah.
Yuka chuckles slightly.
He swears at you in Klingon.
Now you're speaking a language you don't even know. Yeah.
So I'm going to assume that this is some type of particular construction that can be traced. Like the dwarven clan of Rudabuk is the one who makes these type of spearheads type of thing. So it's at least some evidence that somebody can look up.
Are there any carvings or markings on it?
I'm a druid, not an engineer.
I'm just saying from looking at it.
I mean, the situation there is interesting in and of itself. It was a dwarven corpse that had was it a dwarven spear or was it a
Yes.
from something else?
Oh, I have no idea.
So that means another dwarf likely impaled this dwarf. So there must have been some kind of inter-dwarven conflict happening.
Whether or not he's a interloper or resident, I cannot say.
Well, I think we continue onward.
Oh, is there any like distinct markings or insignia that's survived on the corpse?
It's been so long. I think anything they would have had there that wasn't metal. Yes, no. Someone roll me a DC, or just roll me a D20. If it's 10 or higher, there's a metal symbology on them. If it's 9 or lower, they just nothing.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, there's some type of, and you've seen this symbology occasionally here and there, like you saw on the statue. This is on this person.
So the symbology is from somebody that's in town. That's what you're saying or suggesting.
I mean, I could suggest many.
Or that I suppose I could interpret that. The symbology that I'm seeing is also associated with the statue that's here in town.
Yes.
Okay. So I mean,
Not about your symbol. You can continue if you have a train of thought that you're working on.
so long as we're just going to say there's no point in disintegrating somebody that's already dead. So
well, yeah, it's interesting because disintegration doesn't usually distinguish its targets. That's up to the caster. But whoever was using it in this case, if they were using the same spell, managed to avoid the surrounding architecture perfectly and only hit their intended targets.
I suspect we might be dealing with something divine.
Probably a divine or something that was made.
Either
I mean,
divine, divine servitor.
Cyrus, at your best, how many times a day could you cast, ray disintegration?
Twice.
So either there's an entire army of Cyruses here, or maybe Liam has something that there might be something divine.
Yeah, I'm not thinking it is actually Ray of Disintegration either. That spell is too narrow an application for this sort of effect.
This is too targeted.
Yuka's gonna ask Ben. So
I'll just say.
you said something about the glowing
naming the bat now?
vines. Yes.
And
Okay. Out of character, Yuka's asking the question.
Go ahead.
So you said there were vines growing, glowing vines, right?
Yeah, they're dotted here and there. It's obvious that they were used for decoration at one point. Now they've just grown way outside of their.
Are they still growing out of the pots that you have described, like the ash having expanded out of?
Good catch. The potted stuff is mostly dead. The stuff where they were actual like basins and they had like big planters, they're still, the ground is still slightly irrigated and they're still growing. The stuff that's in the pot, like the simple potters, are just destroyed.
Yeah. Can Yuka attempt to commune with one of these potted plants that is still growing?
My God. Talk with plants?
believe talk with
Yes.
spell.
I have the Staff of the Woodland, so I can steal 3 charges to speak with plants.
Oh,
Okay. Yep, go for it.
This is what you're getting her an artifact.
Yeah, this is your fault, Ben.
I mean, it's fine.
Yuka, I assume, has to touch the plant to speak with it. I can't remember what the fuck the spell says, but she asks, "What happened here?"
I need to look at. Can you put the spell up? I want to see,
Yeah.
because an animal has a level of great intelligence that if you can commune with it would give you pretty simplistic shit, but a plant is on a different level of simplicity.
we've
Yeah.
been with plants before, and the only thing that the plant was really able to tell us was if it felt anything nearby within the last few days, or
And that's why I'm kind of trying to.
was.
Well, you
And that's what I'm kind of trying to get is like, did the plant feel pain? Like, was this a big, like it took over the whole area, type of thing?
I think you get feelings of restriction, released, good growth, long life.
But nothing that says like pain or
Like the restriction thing comes with dots of pain. Like all growths were painful, and then all of a sudden that stopped happening.
How about, was it dark or light during the restriction?
Painful light.
Painful light. Hot or not hot?
Doesn't give you an answer.
Yuka thanks the plant for its assistance and communicates this to the rest of the party.
I bet Divine Radiance. Aye, we're dealing with a servitor of some sort, or even one of the Divine themselves. Hopefully not.
Or some madman got a hold of a wish.
You keeping that vague, Liam?
Yes.
Okay.
I said what I said.
Yuka would like to speak with her bat friend and ask if he noticed any bright light in this area. Actually, Yuka would first kind of have to look at the corpses. How degraded do they look? Do they look like they've been here for like hundreds of years?
Give me a
Or
medicine
like,
check. DC 18.
That's gonna suck.
Hey. Thousands of years they're calcified.
Thousands of years. Fuck, so my bat friend probably wouldn't recognize anything himself.
Yeah, these bones have fully calcified.
Yeah. Hopefully their kind passes along verbal stories, but I'm going to ask him anyway. Does your kind remember any bright lights happening here thousands of years ago?
He does this like patting thing with his front arms on the ground and says no.
Okay, thank you.
Question, Liam.
Aye?
Can you I point at the skeleton. Can you ask this guy what happened?
Not right now.
I see.
Say we're here for a day, perhaps.
Could spend a night in the ancient Orphan City. Some people pay a lot for that kind of adventure.
I mean, we still have quite a bit here to
Actually, is
investigate.
that a ritual?
No, unfortunately.
Don't think
Speak
so.
with that.
No, not a ritual.
People would abuse the fuck out of that. Just go to the graveyard, do like kids a Ouija board in a graveyard.
I want to know.
So yeah, there is more to this district. It keeps going, and they eventually find another circle that has a like right, center right, and forward direction. Like it's the more in certain areas you can see there's more obviously like open air areas, there's much higher ceilings, but it does seem to be quite big.
Well, it is supposed to be a great city.
If there was a fight that happened here, I don't see too much resistance. In a blitzkrieg of some sort?
It was very sudden, or attack came from a hidden place.
Before I
Could have been something divine or a wish or something.
forget to mention, I'll box up and store the dwarven skeleton for now.
Okay, easy to do. Done. The Bat Boy
Gross.
does like small hissing as you walk up, and you're like, do you push him off? Do you wave him away? He's really happy with being on top of that skull.
That's nice. Yeah, I'll just kind of start working on him, and then if he doesn't want to move, I'll be like, Yuka, get him out of the way.
He's like doing that patting thing on the head.
Come here, look at this grub.
Right. Yuka, realizing that her bat boyfriend isn't moving, kind of cocks her head. Is there something special about that skull?
Hey, Michelle, get ready to smile. Larm.
Yuka's eyes go wide. Oh my god.
I don't get it.
You won't know the references from Sunfall Cycle. A solar demon who was sitting in a vat of fucking oil.
Warm.
But he was...
I hate that so much.
Then eventually he teamed up with the blacksmith and he puts him in a forge and he's just like loving it.
Oh my god. Okay, Calcifer.
So now he basically is like a big, like, think of Jason Momoa shirtless, like blacksmith. He's like, Timotheus, this little solar demon who looks like a little octopus that's like kind of cartoony and cute, like the forge.
Yeah.
It's like,
Okay, Master.
hey. Yeah. So that's what that's about.
Here's your fire, Big Papa.
So yeah, he says warm, warm, warm. Right, he tells you that.
Warm. Is
And Yuka indeed opens her eyes wide and exclaims,
wait, is the skeleton actually warm to the touch?
No, the bones you've been I'm guessing you're working at the feet, right? Like the little toes and stuff. Like you're trying to not knock it over, waiting for the thing to kind of shoo. No, it's not warm for the touch.
Why? It's not warm. What are you talking about? He's a crackpot. Get him out of here.
So Yuka proceeds to ask, warm? How? Are any of the other skeletons warm?
He tilts his head. He's confused by that word you use, skeleton.
I assume there's another skeleton nearby I could grab a skull of?
No.
No.
He identified it as a laying down dwarf. So I'm assuming you would be are the other laying down dwarfs warm?
Yes. I was gonna grab one, for example, and just holding up a skull is this warm too?
Yeah, no. He says some.
Yuka asks, can you show me another one that's warm? And then she kind of winks at Sai.
Ah, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, he leaps off. As he leaps off Sai, we get a wide camera shot of it going from the scene that was to the skull that falls off and rolls down and lands would be upside down. Yeah, upside down. And inside the skull is attached to the back of the skull a kind of crystal that's attached inside the skull. It's not glowing or anything, but it's there. And then the bat boy flies over to you, Yuka, and he jumps onto the vines and he says follow. And he starts moving over to this stone-sided building and he goes inside of it.
Yuka follows without question.
Okay, and Sai, actually let's jump to Sheila. What are you doing right now?
I lack a lot of expertise in the arcane investigation of what.
You know a lot about stone.
Yeah, I know a lot about rocks.
I want a rock.
Does the surrounding stonework show signs of battle? Is there fractures in the rock? Is there, chunks missing?
Give me a perception check of, let's say for you, DC 14.
Not naturally fallen down over however long it's been here. What was that?
Give me a DC 12. A perception check.
Perception. Hey, 17.
Okay, that's one factor, isn't it? Because it's 5.
Yeah, it's not checked.
Okay. There's everyday wear and tear here. You can see that somebody was using some geomancy to rough out the stone, to basically fix the stone. Give me an investigation check at DC 15.
Oh, this is gonna go well. Oh, it's going to go perfectly. 22.
That's one factor? Yeah. There's wear and tear, and you see it's been patched with geomancy. You can see that in the rock's life or whatever. You know that as Earth Genasi. You start looking over at the dwarf. You can definitely tell that the stonework that was damaged by the spear, that particular spear is made of adamantine, and it went right through the stone like butter, which confuses you because you're that's not how that interaction should work. And you look at the adamantine spear, or if whoever was holding it, you've seen it or looked at it, you recognize some of the runes on it because it's made out of adamantine. It's an earth metal. You're positive at some point this thing was magical because there's no way it could have done that to that wall. And you can see other strange marks on the wall that can't be caused. It wouldn't be caused unless somebody geomancically shaped the stone in that way.
Can magic from weapons and stuff fade?
No, not typically, unless they're unstable.
Mr. Cyrus, do you know of any type of phenomenon that can basically rip the magic weave out of the area?
Do I? Out of character, I think I have some answers, but I'm not sure if I actually know them in character.
Give me a wisdom check. You've witnessed it once. Yeah. You remember in the temple, in the prison temple that you went to, the Sun Temple, that you went with Zik and Xantrik with, the one where Zik got stuck in a time, puzzle or whatever. You distinctly remember when you were looking at Hisra, I think it was you. God, I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You remember when you're looking at Hisra,
to be fair.
when you released her, that there was this nullification field that kind of you could tell was disrupting magic weave.
Well, yes, there are, although they're extremely rare and even more arcane than the word arcane could describe.
Also, there's counterspell too, but that's more of setting a magical trap for another spell.
Yeah, that doesn't really render something devoid of magic. It just it changes the function of the magic to negate the activation of the spell.
And that sometimes shittily made magic items, back backstreet magic items that are unstable can lose their magic over time or just fucking explode.
Yeah.
But typically magic items stay magic forever.
Yeah, I believe there are some spells that can negate the function of magic, like anti-magic. But we did encounter a sort of magic negating field when we were out in the desert in the Temple of the Moon, if I'm not mistaken.
It was moon. Yeah, I think it was a moon.
So it basically just cancels out the magic, but were you able to use your own magic inside of it, or no?
I don't remember. I think there wasn't. Was there even?
No fight was had around her for you.
Yeah, I think I was still able to cast like detect magic though.
Yeah, you were able to do a thaumaturgic class. I remember you doing.
I was able to cast certain spell. Well, let me put it this way: a thorough investigation was not done, but I was able to cast certain spells without issue. But something, I don't think I ever ran into the situation where something had to cross the field.
Well, I'm wondering if the people of this city were besieged by some type of magical entity, whether divine or not, and they were losing so bad that they had to basically nuke themselves.
Yeah, I have no idea yet. That is a theory. Perhaps.
Say what's a nuke?
Yeah,
Whatever in universe is the equivalent of saying
they
nuke.
had to annihilate themselves.
Very large fireball.
Yes, they had to detonate the anti-magic bomb.
Maybe. We have this skeleton with us now. Perhaps tomorrow.
Yeah, he might know something.
A chance to confer with Talos. We can get a few answers from him.
Depending on how old he is, chances are all we'll get is fragments of memories.
Yeah, it's not a guarantee, but it's something at least. But we should investigate further.
Well, that's being said, Kiria, what are you doing?
I originally wanted to take a look at the skull earlier. Soon as I'm going to call them Yuka's bat friend Bruce, but soon as would have got out of sight, I would have reached for the skull and gone like, I'll hold on to it until it's out of sight, and I'll put it in my bag.
Okay, that's fine. Because I'm assuming you see Kirio do this.
Yeah, I'm doing it showing them. And just like, I got it. That way, Sai was the one that originally tried to go up to it, but wouldn't move for him. So
Yeah. All right. Speaking of,
Wait, I thought Yuka convinced it to move, and then Sai would have immediately taken the skull afterwards.
no, it fell down, and then it was implied that Sai was still working through it, but nobody talked about touching the skull. So I'm assuming, since nobody specifically said touching about the skull, I'm going to let Kirio, because this all happens this is all happening in tandem, so I'm allowing wordplay that it did not get exchanged to basically filter out the narrative. So we'll say that Kirio picked it up right away when it rolled onto the ground. Sai still has 99% of the damn thing, so it's fine. All right, so skipping over to apparently Bruce now. So Yuka, you walk into what I would be like a grill at some point. It has like a Mongolian grill style kind of thing going up. It's half mooned. There's like what looks like would have been ancient charcoal pits is just now mostly just charcoal dust and charcoal pieces. You can see what would have been like ancient food, which is now turned dust, laying on there. You can see piles of ashes kind of dotted here and there. You find Bruce in this like alcove where there is there's two skeletons that are sitting close to each other, and you can see a metal object in the eye socket of one, and then the other is laying there next to it, and Bruce is on top of the one that has the one that's laying next to the one that has the metal thing in its eye socket, and he says, here, warm.
Yuka asks, well, do you mind if I look inside that skull if I give it back?
Persuasion roll, DC 8.
Okay.
Just barely. Yeah, he jumps over to the other skull. Cool.
And we just yoink the skull off and flip it upside down. And do I see a crystal thing in it?
Yep, you do. Different shape.
Interesting. I assume, show this to Sai, because I assume Sai was the one who first noticed the crystal in the other skull.
I mean, narratively, I think everyone saw it, just because that's kind of like the climatic thing.
Fair enough. But either way, Yuka flips the skull over. Does this look like the other one? Or does this mean anything to you?
Are you talking to me now?
Yes.
Yes.
I've never heard of someone inserting crystals into their skull. Is this like something that would have been external, or is this like a or do I think this is like some sort of internal implant, or is this something someone did after?
There's no
after their
fucking
birthday?
way they could have done this when they were still alive.
Yeah.
Like either it was there, like it's inside the brain case, right?
Yeah.
So either it was there when the brain was there, or it was put in afterwards. Either way, it's attached to the inside of the skull.
Can we identify the crystal?
Give me a Arcana check, DC 22.
Don't suppose you have the spell identify prepared.
Can I not spell dwarven? How the fuck do you spell this word?
DWARVEN.
Do I have time? Like, can we say we take 10 minutes in this whole process?
I'm gonna, for the moment, say if you can start committing actions to do that, but I won't let you jump to that being done.
Okay. Well, I can check it now, but I can use the identify spell for more information later. I'll try to roll now. You know what? I'll actually remember to use one of my inspirations to get advantage on this. That's right.
I hang on with actually rolling for it. Because like I said, you said you're gonna take 10 minutes.
Well,
I'm arguing you're not gonna have 10 minutes.
I'll make the check now, but if I have time, like I was just saying, like from the time we first saw the first crystal to like for this entire sort of process, I could just use the identify spell. But if I don't have enough time to do that, then I'll roll my check and just roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, you wouldn't have time. So go ahead and roll the Arcana check at advantage. DC 22.
We got a 28.
One factor?
2 factors.
Yes, 2 factors. Okay. Oh yeah, it is. Write down a note that you passed that with 2 factors about looking at the skull when you have time to look at that. Just put that down somewhere.
Okay. All right. So yeah, this is just to examine the actual crystal in the skull.
Yep. All right. So, do you give that back to Bruce since you already have one that Curio has?
I offer the skull back to Bruce just to see if he attempts to grab it or if he just lands on it and chills with it in my hand.
He lands on it and chills. He
All
could
right.
probably fly off with
Carrying
it.
a skull and a bat boy.
Yeah, it's like that Darkest Dungeon, the Occultist, but instead of a candle, it's a bat.
Oh my god, yes. And so you can just like arm to the side like a waitress holding a platter, but instead it's a skull with a little bat boy sitting on top of it.
Yeah, he's like fully straddling the top of the skull, just like back leg slumped off slightly in that, and just like kind of laying on it. It's not
Awesome.
super big creature. All right, and we circle back to I think Liam. So what are you guys gonna do? You've been in this little area for a little while now.
Suppose I'll vote to head back to our original place.
Real quick, I feel like somebody who's more smarter in metal stuff should inspect the other skull that has the metal in it.
Does it look like adamantium?
It is adamantine
In the shape of
dagger, but the actual hilt
like
part of it is
the
gone.
tang. Okay.
Yeah, the tang. The tang is part of the blade itself. So
Yeah, it's a
you see
full
the
tang.
Yeah.
There's no like leather wrapper.
Yeah.
The grip is gone.
No wood.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Metal remains. Everything else is gone.
I'll yank that out of his skull.
There's no crystal in that skull.
There's similar construction techniques.
Yes.
Dagger.
Yes, this one's actually filigreed. Has like dwarven runes on it.
It's starting to sound more and more like some sort of civil war, or perhaps two
Civil war.
different dwarven factions.
Possibly.
Possibly they said either Group A or the groups A and B fought against each other, and they were both of the city, or A and B were one of the city, and the other was outsiders.
Mhm.
And either outsiders caused wiping of everyone, planted or casted something inside, or people in the city did it as a we can't keep this, no one keeps it, while people tried to escape.
I turn to Curio. Are the runes on the adamantite blades the same as the runes in the same dialect as the runes of the statues here?
Do you like to show Curio the dagger?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Curio.
Grab it, do a little bit of a, even though no actual proper handle, little flip check, see quality of it.
Yeah, I wrote filigree on here, but don't have anything about it. So I'm just gonna say this says like to my favorite son or something.
Well, these words aren't exactly for arcane enhancement. Apparently this was for someone's son. I'll flick the blade around and kind of hand it back to
Well, ended up in someone's son.
our daughter, not through the proper means.
I don't
Quite the gift.
recommend.
Quite the gift. My God. Since we're arriving at 10:30, I actually think this is a good time. You're all gathered around. You're kind of getting done with this spot. That boy's just like making weird, creepy grudge noises, which Yuka has determined is now a purr. And you're all gathered around, and Kirio makes that comment, and Liam says, "Quite the gift." And then we see the camera kind of zoom out, and you will start making your way back to the original like circle, right? They have the 4 branching paths, and we see you walking away, and the camera stays fixed on this scene. It's a little bit higher up. We see the a little plaza that has like these different shops and stuff, the grill and the cafe, and this little sitting area with these plants and stuff. And we see a quick flash of time, and it's all done in this artsy style of deep shadowed colors, really big outlines. And we see a one dwarf mouth wide open, running a dwarf through with a spear as there's people running by screaming. It's all stuck in stop motion, and we see the camera spin, and we see the face of the dwarf has these weird veins growing on the top of its head, and it's yelling out as it's reaching. It cuts over to the plaza. We see people running, stock still, motion still, and then it cuts to this grill where we see a dagger pulled quickly. What looks like it all in once with motion, it's stop motion. So you see the coat flung open, and a dagger's up, and it's the hand of the one dwarf is stabbing into the eye of the other. You see the blood splatter and the tipping of wine, and it cuts to black. There's a blooper that plays at the end of the credits where it shows Sai taking apart the skeleton, and then the head falls off prematurely with the bat boy on it, and the bat boy just says in English, "You cunt."
What the heck?
But yeah, so
are you gonna make me wait until next session to tell me what that Arcana check yielded us?
technically, because your character hasn't had time to do it yet.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna say that we're rolling that in conjunction with the identify.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
You rolled ahead of time for it, so just make sure you have the check saved somewhere. But yes.
Yeah, I've got that on my sheet.
So I can know before are you all planning on expending effort to check each one of these paths? And are you depending on how interesting they are you planning to continue your search through the city, or at some point you're going to say, okay, we've discovered enough and we're going to go back?
I mean, we could just tell you yes, so you have a complex session planned out and then not do it.
Change our minds by next session.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect plan, you guys.
I feel like we should stay here and flesh out things.
Yes, I agree with that. We should have enough supplies and stuff to
We
hold up
could
here
go
for a
back
bit.
and get paid and move on with our lives, or we could follow this trail.
See what other dark secrets of the world can drive me mad.
Ben, have we heard anything about the dwarves in the north?
Tilting their brains.
It was only briefly mentioned by Liam.
I think I
Well,
was
Val.
talking to the queen at that point. No, I wasn't talking to the queen.
No.
Yeah, I was talking with, what's his name?
Azragoth, maybe.
No, not Azragoth. I was talking with the dwarf.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yeah, you were talking to Horthram.
Yeah.
And he was unaware that that had happened.
I mentioned it briefly.
Because
Possibly in your presence. I don't know.
No, that wasn't in your presence. That was at the front of the shop. Wasn't mentioned in the back of the shop.
I personally want to try to keep on exploring, and who knows of what other adamantine items we might actually find. Be able to either just keep them for personal usage, or B.
Yeah, you're finding a lot of the stuff around here, even door hinges and shit, is made out of adamantine.
Yeah.
At least this area. This area.
They use it
You didn't
as
see.
a-
You didn't
it's
see.
part of town.
Yeah, you didn't see that in the when you were near the farms. Those buildings, you didn't see that. It was still good crafted iron for the age, but
But-
it wasn't adamantine.
So in this world, what exactly is adamantine?
So I think most of you would have a general knowledge to know that it is equivalent to aluminum, but as strong as steel. And it's very sought after.
When you say equivalent to aluminum, what do you mean?
Its flexibility.
So it's flexible, but it doesn't break.
Yeah, lightweight, strong, flexible.
Then what's mithril?
Mithril, I don't think I've even thought about it in my campaign at all. I would just probably say mithril is essentially steel or some type of metal that's been magically infused. Adamantine is entirely alchemized, yeah. Where adamantine is a natural earth mineral.
I see.
So the
You probably
advantages of adamantine is it's basically like a super steel. It's lighter and more durable somehow.
yes. And what's nice about it in universe is that to make a magic weapon or a magic item, you need high quality materials. Do it. Otherwise, the magic weave is harder to do, and the shittier the materials, the more highly likely you have as an unstable item. Adamantine is basically a cheat code where if you forge it, it will be magic. Like it can easily be turned into magical because it's just got a nice, clean
The
magic
quality
weave.
of the material itself lends itself to enchantment so well that even a novice enchanter could infuse it with magic.
Yes.
It is very porous to magic. It'll take all the magic you put into it.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. That's cool. I like that. I could change my dagger to adamantine.
You could probably find one. You probably could take the one that Curio is holding on to.
Use it as a spellcasting focus.
Well, I had it to where I was just like, after looking at it, I kind of flipped the blade around to hand it back. But I'll certainly be kind of on the lookout for any other adamantine.
This is our evidence about what happened. So
Because part of me wouldn't mind actually just, if possible, if they were even using it for like door hinges or whatnot, hell, have to just get a nice pile.
Take a bag of holding. Mine. Screwdriver, mine.
Earlier, when I said we should go get every little bit of adamantine scrap we can find because it's all going to be worth it.
You fuckers would be walking out here so encumbered, I'd have to actually pay attention to the encumbrance rules.
I'll use raise dead, or not raise dead. I'll use animate dead to make some zombies or skeletons that'll carry it for us.
I can't make zombies.
Worry about that.
What?
Bag of
I
holding.
don't have to.
what, you got a dimensional depot?
Bag of holding.
Yeah, we all got bags of holding.
I don't.
Not me.
Sounds like
I would reject the material.
I like collecting things. I'm a loot.
Oh,
I'd always have.
Well, the way how bag of holdings work is you're just kind of saying it in the pocket dimension. I don't imagine.
By the way, sorry, Sai, because it's been sitting in the back of my head, because recently, it was like 3 months ago, I wrote down a note, and it specifically said, ask Franco if he still has that fucking Behringer of Life sphere. Because
Life.
it was the very first fucking session where you guys removed the sphere from the Marble Gateway, and I'm pretty sure you still...
Anymore.
Okay, do we know who has that?
Didn't it get taken?
yeah,
I don't remember.
We had 2 of those things because we found 2 of those gates, and frickin'
Yes.
Morven took them.
Thank you, Andrew. Because that was part of the notes that got lost. I need to go write that real quick.
Yeah, it's one of those adventure hooks that we
Politically forcefully took it.
got a whiff of, and then
Not Morven himself, though. That was Emmers.
didn't really get anywhere with. Yeah, but I definitely don't have it anymore. I'm pretty sure it got confiscated at some point.
Yeah, what happened was Eckert put both of them in his bag of holding and then got vaporized by a dragon. We then had to go back to the arcane college that had originally made the damn thing to get the special code to get into that special pocket dimension in order to get them back.
Yes, remember this. And you guys were, I think, wanted at that time?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't become.
But that was the sheep scene, right? With Brookside?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And that's where Yuka...
Yuka got duped by a sheep.
Yes.
Listen, okay, it wasn't my fault.
And I think that's where you picked up the staff that was definitely made from bloodwood.
No, that was before.
That was the first visit. Okay.
Because it was that staff that drove Azaelis' mother crazy and drove her to kill her.
Yes, I remember that now.
Azaelis' sister.
Yeah, Azaelis is... Yeah.
Azaelis.
Other Azaelis, yeah.
Like, I have so many of these notes that I'm like, I want to fall back on, but it's just like, fuck.
It's like
I have a lot of interconnected things, and I'm like, I don't want to just forcibly connect all these for you, so I'm just going to leave them open if you get close to interacting with them, or eventually, well, one of these you're going to have to. The reason I asked about those crystals.
Yeah.
Because that was supposed to be a hook that you guys took and, like, discovered kind of a bit of this plan before, and y'all just avoided it. And then I'm like, well, I'm gonna start having to show them what the plan is some other way.
it was scary. I didn't want to deal with it. But no, it was unfortunate, but it's kind of just how it worked out.
But yeah, I just want to make sure I followed up on that because that was kind of an important detail. But yeah, at the end of ends, I'll just like go through and just to say what all of this stuff was and where it was connected.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like your story. You could write more like George R.R. Martin and never be able to release your final book of the series because you have to constantly go back and refer to everything that's happened already to try to then make sure you're sticking to your own lore when it comes to writing the last book. Or you can just do what Akira Toriyama did and just make it up as you go. And if something doesn't make sense from the last episode to this one, you just go, "Oh, it's supposed to be that way."
No, a wizard did it.
And suddenly, the tail suddenly regrew.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that the whole Discworld thing? Is if it doesn't make sense, a wizard did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
what
yeah,
this world?
it's obviously George R.R. Martin, great author, but even he can't finish his own shit because it's too complex.
Yeah, it's really hard. And I'm sure I've forgotten lines. Like, I have notes here that are like, I literally have a note here that says, and yet again, the party avoided meeting any of the original characters from the Deep Vines campaign.
That's right. We haven't met any of them yet.
Apparently they're around. You said they're around, but I still, they're just like...
I know Ben mentioned that my barbarian was in the north fighting the dwarves.
No, well, yes, but really early on when you guys fought the injured wyvern for the first time, or no, the baby wyvern, it was if you had decided to continue to help, you would have found your barbarian fighting them.
Yes, fight me!
All the OG characters are all dead because we didn't follow up on the adventure hooks that were effectively time-sensitive quests to go save them.
And as players, you saw a cutscene when Forvo died. You saw a cutscene that indicated that Franco's character in that, I forget his name now, the cleric, the Lightwell cleric.
I remember. I remember stuff from that game. I don't remember the character's name off the top of my head.
Yeah, he pulled Forvo's soul out of the well.
Yeah. Or at least...
Then I got his name, too. I wrote it down somewhere.
It was Jim.
Yeah, I have his name. I have to dig through to find it. But and then Vinton's character, there's been no ties to connect up with that yet. There was going to be a reference to
Battlehammer.
Yes, that was it. Yeah, there was going to be a reference to Shoop's character in Requiem, and I completely forgot to mention it.
We didn't really spend very much time there, to be fair.
Well, I think Shoop's character is the only one that couldn't make it out. Okay, anyway.
Anyway, yeah, I'm going to head off. I'm tired.
Yeah, sorry, it's...
Have a good night.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
Night.
Had fun.
Yeah.
Joke around for 2 hours and then manage to role play for about 1.
I think it's a little bit better than that, but yeah.
I feel like that's a fairly accurate statement. That's
Mostly.
pretty close
With all
ratio,
games.
you know, it's generally. I jumped
Anyway.
a little bit in the end game notes when I wrote, "We take an hour to turn into clouds."
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that word.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It's always good.
I'm good.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you all again.
You too.